You know what? Past 4 p.m. Eastern time, too. Let's see if the AEW rating is out. Sometimes it takes a little bit more, up to a half an hour past the 4 p.m. Eastern time hour. We'll see if it's up. Predicting what? 9? What do you guys think? 9:15? 9:15 for the... Well, you got to remember, it went to 1 million because of the announcement, and there was literally zero competition last week. So it went over 1 million. You're going to lose. You got some NBA back, I think. That doesn't take too much of a fucking hit. The announcement, it was what really put them up. But it's a go-home show. So, because it's a go-home show, I say 9:05, 9:10. They're coming back to earth. I'm telling you guys right now, they're coming back to earth. So now it's just, now it's just how much. I doubt very much they're going to stay over 1 million. That show was not worthy of 1 million, and it's not their MO. They can't keep an audience. But I'll give them the 900 some odd because it's a go-home show. At least your tried and trues are going to show up. Oh, it's out. It is out. The AEW rating is out. Before we get into the show, guys, give me 1 second. No, that's got to be 2 weeks ago, 800 something. It said 833. That was 2 weeks ago, right? Hold on. No, wait. Wait, what the fuck is today? What was that? March 1st. 833,000 viewers. Wait a second. Hold on, unit. Did they pull a 833 this week? 833,000. 833,000 March 1st. 0.27 in the rate. What the fuck? They crumbled. Whoa, the fucking house came down of AEW, bro. Whoa. They lost everything they got back last week. They lost the entire non-competition. They lost the big announcement crowd. They lost it all. They're right back where they were before the big announcement, the 2 weeks ago, which was 825, 824, something like that. 800, they lost $1.75 like that. 0.27, they're out of the 0.3s already. 18 to 49 key demo is down to a 0.27. Whoa, bro. Guys, I'm a numbers guy. I follow trends. I didn't think they would drop below 9 because it was a go-home show. I thought there was some momentum with the announcement, and it wasn't an outrageously terrible show last week. So I thought, wow, man, AEW is in a whirl of shit, bro. This is the Revolution go-home show. 1 mil to 833. I thought that was when I checked it out just now, I didn't even know if it was up. I realized it was past 4 o'clock. Guys, I honestly thought that was from 2 weeks ago. Unit, what's up, everybody? I didn't even properly say hello to my amplified unit as we were going. I wasn't even live yet, and I was trying to check up the rating at 833. Guys, I just double checked it. That's the rating this week. 833,000. They lost $1.75, and they're out of their top tier niche again. This is the second time in 3 weeks. Their top tier niche, for anybody that's new to the channel, by the way, smash that up on your way in. Whether you're a veteran or you're new, smash the up. It helps the algorithm. This platform doesn't promote when we're live. When we're done being live, that's when they promote it and it hits the algorithm. And that's when thousands of people can catch the video if they choose. But you guys have to smash that up. And if you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to smash that subscription as well. If you want or amplify, we might scare you away, but do your due diligence. Press the buttons down below. But 833,000. Guys, the top tier niche for AEW is 850 to 950. 950 is the top of their tried and true niche audience. 850 is the low end of their top tier niche. 850, 950. 2 out of 3 weeks, they've been out of the low end of their top tier, which is now 850. They pulled 824 2 weeks ago, 833 this week. Guys, what that's telling you is now we're starting to see a trend. The only thing that stopped that was literally zero competition and a big announcement from Tony Khan. That's the only thing that catapulted them to literally just 1,600,000, I think it was. This is 2 out of 3 weeks where you're starting to see the high end of their niche is now saying, no, thank you, I'm going to take off. And I'm starting to see a lot of that in the community where people said, I bought every shirt. I showed up to every show that was not just in the city or state that I was in, but I traveled. I bought all the pay-per-views. But I have to finally say, this is not the product we signed up for. This is taking a weird twist. So to the tried and true AEW base, that's finally saying enough. If we keep on telling Tony everything is awesome, we're going to keep getting this shit. To you guys who are finally standing up, thank you. Thank you for finally realizing that channels like this don't just rip apart AEW because we're shills for another company. Because for 6 years, I've ripped Monday Night Raw apart. I promise you that. But it's because we're starting to see what should have been real competition for WWE. We're starting to see it go off the rails. And it's going off so bad, and Tony Khan's turning a blind eye. Tony's saying, everything is awesome. This is a real war, and our fans are excited about it. WWE versus AEW. No, your fans are not excited about it. In fact, if he read the room and he read his own audience, the AEW fans are claiming there is no fucking war. We just want to enjoy wrestling. That's what they say. But Tony Khan is saying, no, our fans know there's a real war with WWE, and they love it. That's literally his words, guys, in multiple interviews. Just go back last month. Multiple interviews, he said there's a real war with us in WWE and our fans are loving it. And that's why we don't have huge storylines on our show. He says because the biggest storyline in AEW is the real life one with WWE. He doesn't understand. You're not even in their league, bro. This is not AEW bashing. He's not in their fucking league. SmackDown pulls nearly 2.5 million viewers, whether it's on Fox or the fucking Lifetime network. It pulls 2.5. You're fucking around with 800,000. SmackDown is beating the shit, spanking you by more than 3 times the audience. How are you in their fucking... Monday Night Raw has been bad for a decade. 10 fucking years. They're more than doubling you. Like that, with a third fucking hour, mind you. More than doubling you. And they pulled just under 1.8 this week. So not nearly, nowhere near one of their good showings for ratings. They haven't been a good rating for 10 fucking years. But you're not even in the fucking league. I don't understand where this guy's mindset is at when people are trying to say you have everything to make this work. And you have people trying to tell you, red flag, this isn't it. And now your own audience is leaving. 833,000 viewers this week. They lost $1.75 nearly from just last week. Now Tony Khan is going to come out with 3 big announcements for next week. That's right. You're going to hear all week on your little social platforms or whatever you guys go on. You're going to hear that Tony Khan has 3 massive announcements just so he can get back over 1 million. What's the matter? 833,000 viewers. Are you telling me your fucking spot fest doesn't work? Are you telling me that your audience is finally getting sick and tired of gymnastics and calling it pro wrestling? Are you telling me that your own fucking audience has said, okay, I've seen all the hardcore gymnastics I need to see the last 4 years. I'm fucking done. Bye-bye Commando, or whoever the fuck the guy is who literally did his fucking ballerina shit last night. I saw a fucking guy last night. I'm not even joking. And mind you, I took the overnight. I was in Florida on a fucking 24-hour business excursion yesterday. I had to catch Dynamite in chunks. A little bit overnight on the plane, a little bit this morning over my first coffee, and a little bit about 2 hours ago. And I finally got most of Dynamite in. I missed one match, and that was the women's match. I didn't miss anything. Toni Storm got rolled up. Toni Storm got rolled up by little Rhea. Little Rio comes back, rolls her up, and Toni Storm's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I can't get up. I can't get up. My arms. I can't get up. I have no arms. I have no arms. I have no arms. Can't get up. Toni Storm can't get up. Little Rio. Little Rio. Let me take you to Rio. Rio. And Toni Storm joins the fucking roll-up club. I'm sure she was on the phone with Shayna Baszler the whole night. How was your roll-up? Where would you get rolled up by? The whole roster, Shayna? I just got rolled up by Rio. It was so amazing. And that's believable. At this point, Toni Storm was better off having her face in Charlie Flair's pie. Because it's no fucking different. 2 weeks ago, she's getting her ass spray painted. This week, she's getting a fruit roll-up by Rio. But this booking is incredible because he's Booker of the Year. Fuck that, fuck you. Bullshit. Not on this channel, we ain't gonna fucking buy that. Booker of the Year? Bullshitter of the Year? And then so that's the match that I missed. That's the match that I missed. Now, when I saw this dude last night, I can't even fucking, what the fuck's his name? Put it up in the fucking chat. This guy, literally, he started at one fucking end of the ring on the turnbuckle, and he ran the ropes to do a fucking dive on 6 people that were waiting with their arms open to catch him, like they're waiting for the fucking bouquet of flowers from the bride at a wedding. You ever see a wedding? And the fucking bride takes the thing that was on her, or the flowers, and she throws her bouquet behind her head. And all the bachelorettes are waiting. And if you catch it, then they're going to be the next one married. It's a good luck thing. And they're all waiting for this fucking wrestler like he's a bouquet of flowers. Or it's fucking open season at the Ponderosa Buffet. What are you catching? A fucking basketball? A football? A frisbee? Nope. It's a human being. A professional wrestler. Flying high above. What's his name? What was his... hold on. I got his fucking name. What was it? Commander! That's right. He's a commander. Like a Washington Commander. You know, the new football team? They used to be the Redskins. But then we got all up in our fucking feelings. And we started going back in time and going, well, I think these people... Well, I think it's wrong. Well, let's call them Commanders. So you have this guy, okay? Now we're used to the fucking dives and all that shit, right? We're used to it. This guy literally, he did the gymnastics thing. You ever see when the fucking females and the dudes, whoever gymnast, they're about to do the balance beam? They take a deep breath and they wave their arms and they go, and they put their arms to their side, and that means they're about to hit the balance beam. They're about to run across this little beam like this. So they take a deep breath and they go fucking with their arms. He literally did the whole gymnastics routine. He did the whole thing before you do a balance beam or before you do a vault. And he just took off and he fucking used the ropes like they were a balance beam, and he fucking flew on the 6 people hoping that he was a bouquet of flowers. I saw fucking 3 at least, maybe 4, but 3 referees holding a ladder for Powerhouse Hobbs to get up to it. Now, guys, this is a big controversy. We're going to get over, by the way, we're going to go over Jim Cornette's comments on this because Bryce Harper, I think his name is, the referee, actually, he got pissed off. He responded to a lot of the backlash. Guys, WWE officials have held ladders before in ladder matches. You probably didn't notice it because Kevin Dunn's a little bit more smarter and he tries not to show it. But there's photos, there's B-roll photos especially of like wrestlers holding it for big spots. So this is not the first time referees have held ladders down. The problem is when you're about to win the match, whether it's WWE, AEW, NXT, the local bingo hall, CGW, AAA, BCPT, whatever the fuck you want to call your promotion, I don't care. You cannot have your referees holding the ladder when there's about to be a winner. That's gotta be all systems go. Red team, go. You better find a way to get up there. You better fucking buy it. You better get another ladder. If you have none, you better hope there's a Home Depot still open. If not, you better break into that son of a bitch, grab a ladder, write a note saying we'll pay you tomorrow. We're sorry for the broken glass and the ladder. But you better get a working ladder because there's no way under the sun that you can hold the ladder when there's about to be a victor because now you're assisting them in the fucking victory. So WWE officials have held down ladders. That's not the problem, right? And what Bryce is about, I'm going to read this, but what Bryce is saying, the referee, is, what would you want? Just for our wrestlers to break their necks or something? No, and then Jim Cornette responded, I think, beautifully, actually. For somebody that doesn't even listen to Jim Cornette, I used to love his work as a manager, but I actually fully fucking agree with the response that he had. It's not the point of during the match, which, by the way, I like to see bare minimum of that if you can help it. Please do not hold the ladder if you don't have to. But it's happened before in wrestling, WWE, many times. But the winner of the match, absolutely not. You need to step the fuck away. Do not hold the ladder because you are assisting them. You're assisting them in the fucking... You literally helped Powerhouse Hobbs win the match. 3 referees hunkering down the ladder. This is shit that you see usually in finishes of ladder matches with somebody who comes in and helps them out and they hold the ladder, like a James Ellsworth Carmella situation. It's the same fucking thing. So there's this backlash with that we're going to have to talk about. Because that when I saw the referees holding it down, see, that's the thing. When WWE does it, they try not to show the officials on the actual show. AEW, either they give no fucks or they literally don't even realize the small details that are actually huge and magnified. They're literally showing the referees hunkering down the ladder 17 times last night. 17 times. And then, I'm not even done. I mean, this was a night of booking botches, talent botches, and straight up referee botches. And then you have the booking botch, another one by Tony Khan. Somebody has got to take his fucking notepad away from him. Somebody, just like in school when they took his crayons and his coloring book, take his fucking notepad. Or maybe it still is his coloring book. I don't fucking know, but somebody's got to take it away from him. He literally had Orange Cassidy, freshly squeezed orange juice Cassidy, defeat Big Bill. So Big Bill could have been something. Orange takes him out. Okay, you know what? Orange needs some momentum as well. I can be okay with that. Post-match, Big Bill beats the fuck out of him. You ain't gonna see freshly squeezed orange juice for another 3 weeks. Or so you think. No, you're going to see him at the end of the night, and he's going to be fucking beating 87,000 other fucking people in the ring. Because freshly squeezed orange juice tagged up with Danhausen, who I don't believe has won a match in fucking AEW. Maybe he did. Maybe a fucking... and this is not shade. He's got a little gimmick. People fucking love to cheer. That's awesome, dude. I'm not even kidding. Good for him. Good for freshly squeezed. The dude's name is Freshly Squeezed. He spends half of his matches with his hands in his pocket. He carries a backpack to the ring like he's going to junior high. First day of junior high school, and he gets over. Good for him. There's no shade, bro. There's no player hating on this fucking channel. If you can get over like that, fuck yeah. The problem is you just took freshly squeezed orange juice. You took some fucking grapefruit juice and Danhausen. You threw them together to have a juice bar, and they actually won the match. They defeated every other tag team. No fucking BCC, no fucking Lucha Bros. Butcher and Blade could use any type of spotlight, any fucking light on their names. No, you took a fucking Danhausen, you took some orange juice, and you fucking threw them into a tag team title match at the pay-per-view. Did you not think there was going to be backlash? How the fuck did you think that was going to go over well? You call yourself an alternative to WWE to make yourself sound cooler, right? WWE is for nerds. We're AEW. AEW. Your sports entertainment. We're professional wrestling. Little do you know, you cannot have pro wrestling without sports entertainment and vice versa. So at the end of the day, numbnuts, you're still sports entertainment. But we play along, right? We play along and we say, okay, you're wrestling. Good job. Okay. And you see freshly squeezed orange juice and Danhausen going for tag team titles. Can we now officially say, cut the shit, Tony. Cut the shit, AEW. You're not an alternative to jack shit. You are literally, you are sports entertainment. I know that may hurt, But there's no time left to try to smooth over your egos and calm you down and make sure you don't cry. There's no more time for that. You're losing your core audience. It's back to 8:33. What do you do next week? You better be so thankful it is a post pay-per-view show, and that's probably going to bump you over 9. Because I'm telling you right now, if you didn't have a pay-per-view this Sunday, that could have easily went into the 700,000s for the ratings, because you're already back at 8:33 this week. You could have easily gotten into the 700,000. There's no more time. You're going to lose your fucking company, bro. You only get massive TV deals if you're actually pulling your weight. Now's the time where we just got to call it for what it is, bro. 4 years. We are not sports entertainment. We're the alternative. We're real wrestling. You're not. You always have had things like this, whether it's MJF and Chris Jericho singing a Broadway musical, or a fucking mimosa match, or Danhausen and freshly squeezed orange juice. I don't know what this company's fascination with orange juice is. Going for tag titles. You've always had this type of shit for the last 4 years in AEW. So you've always been sports entertainment. And on top of that, your real wrestling is nothing but gymnastics. And I'm so glad that AEW fans are starting to call this out. They're walking away until it changes. 8:33. They are now, for the second week out of 3, out of their top tier niche, 950. And their low top tier niche of 850. They're even gone of that. 833 was their rating this week. 824 2 weeks ago. They're leaving. Do you know why their core audience is leaving? Because they've seen the same tired act for 4 years, and it seems to be getting worse. There needs to be more people like a BC to say this, because there's too many people that are trying to fucking jump on the Tony Khan bandwagon to try to get some employment. Newsflash, it ain't ever gonna happen. He just wants you to stroke his fucking ego. You ain't gonna get nothing out of it. You ain't gonna get a paycheck from him. You ain't getting a spot in the fucking company. So you might as well tell the truth, because you're gonna be exposed anyway. The ratings are telling us that this shit sucks. I was hoping it was gonna be a real alternative, real competition, trust me. And I gave it years. Now there's no more lying that we can do to ourselves. They're going backwards in the ratings to a tenfold. They just lost another $170 plus. How much more time do you think they have before they're in Rampage numbers? They'll get the bump next week because of the pay-per-view. We think. Does anybody care about the pay-per-view? Maybe they'll stay in the 800,000s post-Revolution. Appreciate the truth bombs in the chat, by the way, unit. I appreciate that, because it makes me know, it lets me know that everybody's on the same page. If you love AEW or you want to see it succeed, or you want these shows to be better, you got to start being truthful. Because I've been the only one to do it, and guess what? I bet I was right all along. Here we are, and it was me all along. It was me all along. That was right. I was right. The shows were taking a drastic turn for the worse. Everybody else turned a blind eye and said, no, it's great. I love it. I still love the shows. They're better than Raw and SmackDown. No, they're not. They're not better than SmackDown, though. You think it is. SmackDown is the best show on the fucking planet. Doesn't matter if we think so or not. The fucking facts tell us that. All of the metrics, the merchandise sales, the ratings. You could go down the line. SmackDown is #1 in the world. So can we please cut the shit with their better than WWE? You may like them better. We all admit Raw has sucked for 10 years. It doesn't make AEW better than WWE. So can we cut the fucking shit? Or can you just be more honest when you say it and say, I like it better than WWE, but WWE is still spanking that ass? Because WWE is spanking the ass of AEW. You could say they got a 46-year head start. You could say they're on Fox for one of their shows. You could say all of that. That's cool. You can come up with every excuse. Most of them might be accurate. They're still whooping the fucking ass of them. So if we can stop bullshitting, we can start seeing better shows because Tony Khan will have no choice but to do better. Even Bully fucking Ray, who's got some of the worst takes in pro wrestling, and he always likes to have the AEW guests on, so he likes to stroke their fucking ego a little bit more. He's got Tony on his show, his little busted fucking I don't even know what it's busted open, busted madmen. I don't even know. Busted madmen. The point is, even Bully Ray had to come out and say, bro, what they're missing is characters we give a shit about in storylines. The fucking spot fest is only gonna take you so far. Well, thank you, Bully Ray. It only took you 4 fucking years to fucking agree with BC. As much as I'm an asshole in the community, that's what people think, right? I'm an asshole, I'm a boogeyman, I'm a beast, I'm a prick, I'm a fucking monster with massive muscles that likes to tear these shows apart for no reason. Negative. I tear them apart for justified reasons because they fucking suck. And I love this shit. I'm trying to make it better. If you don't like it, turn the fucking page, turn the channel, check you. I don't know what to tell you. But if you love this shit, you're going to want to hear it. You're going to want to be honest. You see what Jimmy Cornette, again, if you're just joining, man, I started this thing off the 26 minutes ago, and I found out the AEW rating. They're right back to 833, which means Tony Khan is going to have 3 big announcements for next week to make sure that it's back over 9 and hopefully 1 million. He's going to come out with 3 fucking major announcements, trust me. Oh, it's coming, unit. This is what Jim Cornette said. First of all, this was the referee in that match last night for the fucking the fucking golden ring, the big fucking I call it the what do you call it? The when you're in a pool, the floaty, right? And you sit in the donut floaty. It's like a big floaty and it hangs in the air. It's the fucking golden ring. And Powerhouse Hobbs won it. And to do it, you know, all the referees had to hold down the ladder. And again, WWE has done this so many times in the past, but they didn't make it so flagrant. They didn't keep the fucking referees in the shot 17 times. And it wasn't to fucking help them win, or it shouldn't have been. So Bryce Remsburg, who was one of the referees last night, says, and I quote, because he was responding to a fan. There was a lot of backlash over this. The referees just ruined the moment. You know, have extra ladders at ringside. How are you not prepared for this match if it's not strong enough? And if you got to hold it down for spots, that's one thing. But you cannot hold it down. WWE, I'll say the same thing. You can't hold it down when they're about to win the match because now you're just aiding their victory. The victory shouldn't even count at that point. So there's a huge backlash. And this one fan says, and I quote, the refs not only holding the ladder for spots, but blatantly holding it to help Hobbs win. What in the actual Bush League fuck? Now, Bryce, the AEW official, responded to that. Bryce says, and I quote, would you rather we let our coworker break his neck next time? No shit, fuck. That's not what we're saying at all. Your coworker? First of all, these are independent talents, independent contractors, first of all. Second of all, they shouldn't be performing gymnastics for the entire 22 minutes. There's a crazy concept. Tell a story without putting your life on the line. But as far as Bryce saying, would you rather we let our coworker break his neck next time? Well, that brought in Jimothy Cornette. For those that don't know, Jim Cornette was an old manager back in WWE, way back to the Smoky Mountain days, the WCW days. Jim Cornette has done it all. He has recently has a podcast, I believe, and he's not too fond of a lot of what AEW does. Now, I don't know if his podcast is justified or not in his criticisms. I don't listen to it. I respect Jim Cornette as a talent, and that's where it pretty much ends. I used to get it. He used to have this little beef with, what was his name? Vince Russo, which was kind of hilarious, but I don't really listen to that shit at all, so I can't tell you if it's justified. But this, I don't see how you could disagree with. Bryce, the referee, says, would you rather we let our coworker break his neck next time in response to holding the ladder down? And Jim Cornette says, and I quote, here's the thing, Bryce, your idiot boss. This is Jim Cornette's response to this AEW referee. Here's the thing, Bryce, your idiot boss is booking matches to paralyze his employees. And your nitwit video game character wannabe wrestlers are having matches to paralyze themselves. So why not cooperate and let them? Shit looks phonier than a football bat. Either way. Wow. Now, if you don't know Jim Cornette's work, he's one of the best mouthpieces in the business. This guy is one of the smartest motherfucking human beings. He can come out with insults at the fucking snap of a finger, blink of an eye, drop of a dime. But this response was scathing. Here's the thing, Bryce. Your idiot boss, Tony Khan, is booking matches to paralyze his employees. And your nitwit video game character wannabe wrestlers are having matches to paralyze themselves. So why not cooperate and let them? In other words, Cornette's saying, why are you going to be the middleman? If the fucking owner is booking this shit to happen, and we all know the end result, one day it's going to be that tragic result, and the wrestlers know that their days will be numbered if they keep doing that shit. They're going to be walking around like fucking, like some of the wrestlers in the past that landed on their lower back too often, you know? And if they knew that back then, they all say the same thing. I would have done things differently. Well, it's the same thing here. 10, 20 years from now, when they're all fucking walking with two fucking canes or one of those walkers or riding in a fucking wheelchair, they're going to say, well, man, at the time, it didn't seem so bad because I could pull the moves off. But looking back at it, I didn't know the tear that was taken on my body. So Jim Cornette saying, if everybody else is in and okay with it, then why not just let them do that, Bryce? Why are you going to be in the fucking middle of it? Why are your referees going to fucking play the middleman? You're now concerned over your co-workers breaking their neck when the fucking owner isn't even. And the wrestlers clearly are not. It's all about the next dive and the next flip. And you can't sell it because you got to step right up. You got to get up so you can take that next dive from somebody else. You got to open your arms up like you're about to catch a fucking frisbee or a bouquet of flowers. And then you get to get right back up. You can't sell it because you got to set up your next flip and dive. And it's a repetitive fucking process. And you know the sad part, Ampere? Do you want to know the truth? Because I'm going to hit you with the fucking real truth. Nobody. And I want you to listen to these fucking words from BC Amplified. Nobody is going to remember that match. 1 month from now, 1 week from now. Nobody will be talking about this match stuffed in the middle of Dynamite, when everybody put their lives on the line 17 fucking times to try to get a pop from the crowd because the show has no fucking storylines. And this is what wrestlers think is going to get them over. Wrestlers today think that if as long as I do all the shit that I did in my mom's backyard on the trampoline, I did the moonsault, I did the backflip, I did the somersault, twisty-turvy, I did the fucking 450, 490, 870, I lost my fucking algebra test, Hurricanrana splash, all these moves that they did in the backyard, and now they're like, I'm going to be a wrestler. I'm going to do all the things I want to do on the trampoline that I did. I want to do it in the ring. I want to be like my Bret Hart and Stone Cold. And you want to know the fucking truth? You ain't in their fucking leagues, bro. You ain't in their league. Because they had fucking natural ability to turn their fucking individual self to a character times fucking 100. They had that ability to become larger than life and put storylines on their back and captivated us. Can half of this roster in AEW? Maybe. We'll never know because they're too busy doing this fucking flippity shit. And again, unit. I appreciate the truth bombs, unit, but you want to know the fucking, you want to take it a step further? You don't even got to take my word for it anymore, right? Because I know, you got the little fucking hater. Haters gonna hate, right? They drinking the haterade, right? They still tune in to BC, but they don't like BC, supposedly, right? Fuck you, BC! But you know what? Now they know. I was right all along. Their own fans are walking away. They pulled an 833 this week in the rating, 824 2 weeks ago. The only time they hit 1 million between was the announcement episode, the big announcement by Tony Khan, which was just, we're going to have a reality show. He bamboozled everybody. He bamboozled his own audience to the point where they got pissed off and they left 1 week later. And they had no competition last week from the NBA. And here we are. It's a fucking Revolution go-home show. Go home show. And they fucking walked away in droves to an 8:33. Can't make that shit up. But there'll be excuses, and they'll be, that's fine, man. What about the promos? What about the promos? Bryan Danielson said, fucking, I'm going to kick your fucking head in. He said, fucking, that was epic. It was. Why didn't we start this a month ago? What the fuck were we doing with this? This was the one match announced for a Revolution. One match was announced up until 2 weeks ago. One match, 60-minute Iron Man, MJF and Bryan Danielson. Do you want to know what the story was? Bryan Danielson just has to beat somebody every week, and then he gets his match with MJF. That was it. There was no story until 2 weeks ago. Last week, I should say. And then it picked up. And now we're getting the good promos. The problem is you ran out of time. The pay-per-view is Sunday. And remember how just 2 weeks ago there was only one match, that MJF and Bryan Danielson? And BC said, what the fuck are you going to do? You have to come up with 4 more matches now in 2 weeks. Like, literally, I said that Wednesday they're going to come out with just a bunch of matches, I bet. Guys, they came out with like 7 more matches. So you have a 60-minute Iron Man match, and they announced 7 more matches within the last 2 weeks. You're going to be there for 5 fucking hours. Oh, man. You can't make it up. But you know, I have to lower it now, right? I used to say 850 to 950 is the tried and true, the top tier of the tried and true AEW base. 950 being the highest, 850 being the lowest of the top tier. Now, that's 2 out of 3 weeks they're below 850. I think we're going to have to move it now to 750 to 850 is the new niche. 850 is the top. 750 will now become the new bottom. It sucks to do that, but I had to do it with Monday Night Raw for years. We had to keep moving the goalpost, and we had to keep lowering the projected rating. And that was a sad few years when we had to do that for Raw. We never really were able to bring that back, actually, man. The Raw standard is still about 1.7 to 1.9, unfortunately. For AEW, it looks like we're going to have to move that to 750, 850. It's sad to say that, but that's what the trends are now showing. The AEW tried and true has had enough. And now they're even starting to say, fuck this, man. So, you know, you could say it's, you know, it's validation, you know, pat on the back, BC, you were right the whole time when everybody was saying you were negative and what the fuck, this guy's just tearing the show apart. Now here we are and people are going, wow, well, fuck, BC was the only one to be honest with us. But it's not a pat on the back. It's not validation. What I want is the fucking owner, Tony Khan, to just do better. Do better, bro. I want you to succeed. It's not that hard. I rant and I rave and I bitch and I moan and I complain and I do all of this because I want to see wrestling thrive. When wrestling thrives, we're all excited. Everybody in this fucking chat is excited. BC's excited. And when it's not, this is what we have to fucking talk about. Losing 170,000 viewers right before your pay-per-view, and you had 3 months to build this. 3 months AEW has between their pay-per-views, and that is fucking bullshit. You threw the majority, you threw 90% of your card together within 2 weeks, and you had 3 months to build it. You have freshly squeezed orange juice tagging up with Danhausen and winning a fucking tag title match. Or to go into the tag title match. Lucha Bros, no. Butcher and Blade, check you. BCC, that's funny. We're going freshly squeezed orange juice and Danhausen grapefruit juice. And that's who's going for the fucking titles. Who, by the way, is now owned by the fucking by Colton Austin because they beat one of the hottest teams, the Acclaim, several weeks ago. And still we are mind-boggled by that stupidity. But now people are like, well, don't worry. You know what's going to happen? They'll lose it at Revolution, right? That's what's going to happen. So don't worry. Oh, so we're going to play some hot potato like the fucking TNT Championship? You might as well throw the TNT Championship right alongside the 24/7 Championship in the garbage because the TNT Championship is a fucking joke. It gets handed to everybody. Wardlow, you get it. Give it to Samoa Joe. Give it to Darby Allin. Darby, give it back to Samoa. Samoa, can you give it back to Wardlow at the pay-per-view? Can you give it to Powerhouse Hobbs next week? It's a fucking hot potato, but you know what happens? You put a potato in the microwave for too long. You know what happens? That fucking potato implodes. That TNT title is all but imploded by now. The tag title scene in AEW is a fucking joke, and then you double down and you make a trios division. House of Black was finally on AEW Dynamite last night. Lights go down, lights go up. They're holding the titles. The Elite's down on the floor, and the fans are like, what happened? Do you think they took him out? And that's the best way to use Malachi since he's been there for 2 fucking years. If you put together Malachi's greatest matches, Malachi's greatest moments into a highlight reel of the last 2 years, there's nothing on it. But he's going to be booked better in AEW. Miro, Rusev, put together his greatest fucking everything. Put together a 4-minute highlight reel. He's been there for 2 fucking years. I hope you got 4 minutes worth. He's got nothing. He did win the TNT title. But everybody's had the fucking TNT title. It's like a fucking bad STD working its way around the neighborhood. Everybody's held the TNT title. It's no better than fucking herpes right now. You almost don't want it. FTR sits at fucking home because they don't even want to be there. Did you see what Dax from FTR said after the fucking show? Did you guys see what Dax Harwood put? Dax said, are you guys missing us or something? Because there was massive backlash. There was actually fans that thought that FTR has just been working everybody and that they're tight with Tony and that they're going to be showing up on Dynamite. They're going to win this thing, be at the pay-per-view, win the titles. Guys, no. They're literally holding off. They absolutely could go to WWE. They're not happy right now. And Dax has been trying to tell you this desperately. These are the same people that think the CM Punk media scrum was a fucking work. They still don't want to accept the fucking the truth. He says, whoa, you guys missing us or something right when the show ended because he saw the backlash. And then Dax doubled down. Damn, Dax fucking doubled down. Did you see what he put afterwards? Dax put up one of those GIFs, you know, those little fucking pictures or those little fucking small video clips. So he puts up this fucking GIF of this fat dude with these little 1-2 pound weights, and he gets on a trampoline. And the fat guy with the 2-pound weight starts jumping on the trampoline, bouncing on the trampoline. And that was it. There was no caption. He's basically telling you, what the fuck was that tag match? And then he put, were you guys missing us or something? He knows. He knows that tag division is a fucking joke. He knows he really wanted to tell his true thoughts on how the fucking Acclaimed got wham bamboozled a few weeks ago and lost their fucking titles in the middle of a Dynamite where there's a pay-per-view 3 weeks to go. How the fuck do you do that? How do you fucking muffle Malachi Black, Rusev Miro, FTR, even homegrown talent like Wardlow? How do you fuck them up? And this guy does it nonstop. He ruins their momentum. He does it nonstop. And then we all turn a blind eye and we're like, AEW is amazing. And that worked for 4 years. I saw something a few weeks ago, Unit. A few weeks ago, the tide started to turn. Because for 4 years, every time you talk anything that isn't positive about AEW, oh boy, you upset the herd and everybody cries. No, you know what happened recently? Now you have the AEW tried and true diehard fans actually saying, you guys are right. I'll fully admit I bought all the tickets. I got all the merch. I buy all the pay-per-views. But you are correct. This is not the same AEW that I fell in love with, and it's not where I thought it was going to be 4 years in. They're starting to finally tell the truth. I think most of them already saw it and knew it, but they're such fans that they don't want to admit it. Or they're not going to say anything bad about it. And I hear that. But you have to understand, if you're truly a fan, you want to see it get better. So be honest about it. This is not good, man. Whether it's a fucking Bully Ray on a fucking Mad Men podcast, whatever it is, but Beyond the Mat podcast, whatever. Bully Ray saying it on podcast. Whether it's Dax Harwood, who's under AEW contract right now as FTR, and he's showing you how fucking unpleasurable these shows are. Whether it's fucking Jimmy Cornette, who people say is already against them anyway, but dude's a fucking mastermind in the business either way. But I'm just trying to show you every spectrum of the wrestling community is starting to say this. Their own diehard fans are walking away. They pulled 833, second time in 3 weeks that they're going massively backwards in the ratings. And then you always had BC, who always just tells the fucking truth in this fucking industry. I'm here just to see everybody succeed, and I'm going to do it ruthlessly, I assure you, because that's the only way that we're going to make change. And BC's been saying this. Unit, if you love it, if you like AEW or you love it, you want to see it get better. Start being honest. If you can't stand AEW, Well, you're probably having a fucking field day, but I assure you, a better AEW will be better for the whole wrestling world. But this ain't it. And Bryce, the referee for AEW, I understand he meant well. He was trying to stick up for Tony's decision to have all the referees hold down the ladders. It's not the first time that ladders have been held down by referees in a ladder match. I get it. WWE has done it a million times. But the way that it was done for the finish of the match and showing it live on camera and 3 referees holding so Hobbs can collect the title, you're just assisting his victory. It takes you out of the match, the moment, and all of it is now asterisk. It's nullified. You literally just helped. You might as well have won the match. You cannot hold the ladder down at the finish. You either have a proper ladder or you're telling us you were not prepared. You had a fucking ladder match with 18,000 flips and dive spots and you failed to have proper equipment. Are you telling me you run a sloppy shop, Tony? Or you better fucking call ahead to a local Home Depot or a Lowe's and see if you can get a ladder. See if they can put one outside of the fucking facility before they close their shop, and you'll have one of the wrestlers swing by the Home Depot and pick up the fucking ladder. But you cannot have 3 referees hold it down for Powerhouse Hobbs to go up the ladder, because he doesn't look like a Powerhouse Hobbs. He looks like a foolish Hobbs. So no, AEW referees cannot stick up for that because it's not good. And Danhausen and freshly squeezed orange juice should not be going for a tag title. All of your tag teams in one match buried for a comedy act. A comedy act. And I'm down with the comedy. Come on. Monday, I'm okay with pulling up our pants and doing the Muscle Man dance. I'm cool with it, man. I love Bray Wyatt. I know that's not popular for some of you guys. That's fine. You love him, you hate him, it doesn't matter. Ratings and trends and statistics and numbers tell us that it works. Right? Even though they pulled a fucking under 1.8 in a total rating, Bray's fucking seg, kick ass. And that's what Bray does. He does it on fucking SmackDown all the time. And he was just in a fucking 60-second segment. The point is, I'm okay with comedy. I know it has its place because that's pro wrestling. But to act like you don't do it is bullshit. To act like that's sports entertainment and we're wrestling. Bullshit. Sports entertainment is wrestling and pro wrestling is sports entertainment and vice versa. They feed off of one another. It's the same thing. I love the term sports entertainment. It's the one thing Vince did that was actually brilliant, that's going to stand the test of time. Sports entertainment is what it is. Yeah, it's a little bit of fucking... I mean, the athleticism is top notch with pro wrestlers. A lot of them even back in the day, even though they were bigger and a lot of them not athletic. But a lot of them had athleticism. It's a sport in a way, but it's entertainment fully. And to claim you're not sports entertainment while you have freshly squeezed orange juice and Danhausen winning this tag match last night, you're lying to yourself, man. You're lying to yourself. And I'm okay with comedy and wrestling, man. But Danhausen going for tag team gold, if this was WWE, you'd rip them apart. You would absolutely shred WWE for that. And I'm not just good jumping to conclusions. I've had this channel nearly 6 fucking years. I know for a fact we would have ripped that decision. And because it's AEW, there's going to be so many fans that were willing to swipe it underneath the rug. We don't do it all the time. It's funny. They're over. They're super over. You just killed the division, man. You absolutely heard it. You see the teams that were in there? I mean, how can you be okay with it in one company but not in another? How can you be okay with how the TNT title has been going the last several months? How can you be okay with the camera angles just showing the referees like nothing, like they're a part of the match? How can you be okay with gymnastics now being the new normal in pro wrestling? How can you be okay with 3 months to go before a pay-per-view and you fill the card 2 weeks before the pay-per-view? How can you be okay with it in one company and not the other. I asked this for a while, didn't I? Now we're starting to see what happens when it happens for too long, and this goes on too long, and this problem doesn't get addressed, and everyone turns a blind eye. Now you see the ratings going majorly backwards. And now you're seeing the tried and true step away. This is what happens. Even your tried and true start saying no thank you. If you like AEW better than WWE and everything else, that's fine, dude. That's not what this is about. It never was. Great. No joke. If that is your cup of coffee, drink that shit, man. If you thoroughly enjoy it from top to bottom, drink that coffee, bro. I'm not even joking. There's no shade. But if you think that this is good, like if you think that this is what is not just needed, but the best that Tony Khan should be putting out right now, you are actually stifling your own thing that you like and love. Because this ain't it, bro. You can like it. What would you do if I said it would be 100 times better if they just gave a fuck to change? Because this, nobody 4 years down the road thought that you'd be at an 833,000 viewership, bro. Nobody thought that we would be filling out a pay-per-view 2 weeks before the show. Nobody thought that this is what we'd be seeing. While talent sit at home because there's no work for them or they're just not happy. It's fucking mind-boggling. And I'm glad that the ratings are finally starting to show Tony Khan that there's change that needs to happen. You know what happened last week when they hit the 1 million guys, no competition, in his big announcement? Tony Khan was right on social thanking everybody for tuning in to the big 1 million viewership, right? He wasn't doing that a week earlier when they pulled 824. He wasn't doing that the months earlier when they were in the 900s. He wasn't doing that. He usually does it 10 minutes after the rating comes out. You know, it's going to be fucking interesting to see. But I bet you he's not going to fucking be thanking much, is he? Tony Khan isn't going to be thanking too much because they didn't pull his precious 1 million. So the 824,000 or the 833,000 from last night, you don't get a thank you. You're fucking peasants to Tony Khan. He's only going to thank you if you hit that magical 1 million number. It's been a fucking hour almost since those ratings came out. Tony Khan has thanked nobody. Nobody. Nope. Next time, maybe. Next time, right? The 833 that's stuck by you, they get nothing. You don't get thanked. You're just a fucking number to him. He thinks that his shit don't stink. He thinks that everything he does is fucking gold, and he's got people that blow smoke up his ass 24/7. You think Vince McMahon's the only one with yes men and yes fans and fanboys and shills? AEW has them too. A lot of them. And they tell Tony that he ain't doing nothing wrong. He's fucking creating masterpieces every week. For weeks, months, all you hear in this community is how every show is the greatest show in company short history. Every show is great. Every show is awesome. Every show is amazing, flawless. And then the ratings come out and the world spoke out and said, no, it wasn't. So we got a lot of people blowing smoke up TK's ass and this company's ass. They trying to get employment? Are they trying to get in tight? Are they trying to get to the media scrums? What's going on? But the community's got to be more truthful than that shit. Bullshit. Unit! Salute, thank you for joining me for this hour, man. I'm going to stick around for a minute. There was some super chats that came in. I want to give a proper thank you to all my unit members, man. Thank you for smashing that up. We're about to head toward 200. This was only a 20-some-odd minute announcement that I was going live. I was in Florida for about 30 hours, caught an overnight flight, was able to catch some Dynamite. There's some big stories that needed to be talked about, so I went live on 20-some-odd minutes notice. It was really cool to have a few hundred of you guys live, and I know when the algorithm kicks in later, thousands of you guys are going to be able to catch this. So I appreciate you guys smashing that up. It does help the algorithm. If you can handle truth, go ahead and smash that subscription wherever it is down below. You don't have to. I only want the most badass subscribers. So if that's not you, I'd rather not, honestly. And I know that's uncommon on this platform to tell people not to subscribe. I would like it if you do, but only if you're a badass, man. That's my rule. And that's why it's more about quantity over quality for a lot of people. I understand that, right? It's about the quantity, and you want to have more, right? Oh, we're almost at this number. Come on, guys, subscribe. So I understand that for most people, it's quantity over quality. I get it. It's a numbers game on the tube, and it will help the channels. But on this channel, guys, quality over quantity. I need to have quality channel members, quality amp unit members, red team. I really have to have quality over the number. It means so much to me that we're all on the same page so we can actually help the industry. Otherwise, we're just part of the problem, not the solution. So quality. So I appreciate everyone who smashes the subscription button, but just make sure you can handle truth no matter the company. WWE, AEW, when it needs to be ripped apart and shredded up, we have to be honest. If you just love a company so much you don't want to hear any negatives, this is probably not the channel for you, and that sucks. It sucks for you. You don't get to listen to BC, and it sucks because we don't get another subscriber, but it is what it is. We have to have quality over quantity. We have to do that. And truth needs to fucking be out there so Tony Khan, people like that, can actually be better and do better. So... appreciate it, guys. Thank you, guys. Hey, unit, red team, go. Good to see all you guys up. There was a lot to say, and I have limited time. I haven't even unpacked yet, to be honest with you guys. And then I got a re-fucking pack for this week. It's a lot of business, I said, in March. But, guys, I appreciate it. I'm going to stick around for a few minutes, too. I'm going to pop open a fresh coffee, if you don't mind. And I'm going to go over some supers, and we're going to continue to shoot the shit and rock out amplified style. So, all my amp unit members, again, on the way out, if you're going to check out now and not listen to the supers, thank you. Much love and respect. Check you later. On the way out, again, smash the fucking up if you haven't already, man. And red team, it's time to go. Gold team, my channel members, it's time to activate those gold cards. Because we're going to rock a little bit up in the chat. Much love, unit. I love all the truth bombs, man. Truth only. Jeremiah, we definitely fucking rock this shit, man. Pile Driver, Eric Leno, Angel, James, Shrimp Fajitas, Mr. Big 200's up in here. Yes. Osia, Delano, Jeffrey, Emmanuel, Big Nang, James, Marie, JL, Predator, top tier. What's up, everybody? Snake Venom still amped after a 30-hour trip. Oh yeah, brother. I don't get de-amplified, man. I'm literally 24/7 amplified, bro. There's no I mean fucking 2 a.m. I'm in a fucking gym pumping out the fucking muscles, snapping motherfuckers in half. I'm amplified 24/7. That's no joke. That's not just a character. I'm a badass real life motherfucker, bro. I make people piss their motherfucking pants. That's a real. I ain't no character, brother. BC, I'm the real deal, motherfucker. I get him scared. I know, brother. I don't get de-amplified. 24/7, brother. We just rock out. Yo, let me go over to the supers. I want to get you guys on a bigger screen if you don't mind. Who kicked us off, man? Who threw BC a coffee, man? Who threw BC a coffee first? JL, you still up in the chat, brother? Thank you for throwing a coffee over, man. I don't even know if I was live yet at the time, but JL, hey, GOAT YouTuber. BC again, NXT carried this week. Hey, greatest of all time. You call BC the GOAT. I've only had the channel for a little under 6 years, but you know what? I'm going to take that status, JL. Salute. I appreciate the coffee, bro. JL said, GOAT YouTuber BC. Again, NXT carried the week. JR9, they pulled a 555, man. That's a brutal number in the ratings. But I heard that it was a really good show this week by many people. So I don't know if you can confirm or deny, JR9. I know you watch it vividly. I heard that it was a really good show. Just one of those things where I ain't getting a chance. or because it's developmental, I think people are really taking Triple H's word to heart. You know, it's just not, it's not supposed to compete, maybe. Renee G, a 20s bot, 4 fucking coffees thrown to the channel. Gold status. Hey, BC, I am locked out for 4 weeks, but I will be back. Renee G, locked out? What the fuck happened you locked out? Did you unsubscribe by accident? Can't do that, guys. Always make sure you don't do that because there's a 4-week initiation period before you can actually start chatting live. It's part of being the red team. You gotta pay your dues, bro. And you gotta wait for every one of you guys know that. You gotta wait 4 weeks. Sometimes the tube accidentally, sometimes they take people off. They unsubscribe you. Make sure you're always subscribed, guys. I've had people tell me they take people off without them even knowing about it. And then some people think they're not, and they click it, and they were, and then they take themselves off, and then you got to wait 4 weeks before you can. But Renee, much love, man. Yeah, I don't understand, Renee, why that is, but hopefully you clear that up, man. That's the tube for you. That sucks that happened to you. Hopefully you clear that up with the tube, and hopefully whatever the issue is, hopefully you can clear that up on your end. Sorry to hear that you got locked out from the chats. That sucks, man. Renee's one of our tried and trues. Renee, not just for the coffee sent over, but I got to send you a big salute. Stick with it. The 4 weeks will fly by, and you'll be right back in time, hopefully, for WrestleMania. It's going to be, Renee, it's like an injury in wrestling unit. Renee just went away with a little bit of an injury, right? We have nothing for her creatively. Renee G is going to make a huge return WrestleMania weekend, bro. To a huge pop. Renee G, salute. We'll be awaiting your return, Renee. Appreciate all the coffees, honestly. Emmanuel was up in here with a 5 and a 2, a double spot by Emmanuel Karaspati. 5-spot coffee. AEW is the clearest example that wrestling without storyline can't work. Now they have to decide. Now they do decide if to be TJ Hooker, Dukes of Hazzard, or the fucking Lost. Emmanuel, I'm just going to go over that first part of that, if you don't mind. AEW is the clearest example that wrestling without storylines can't work. Exactly correct. For a few years, right, the niche really endeared the gymnastic style, right? The work rate, the non-stop sequences, right? For a few years, that worked. I said from day one, it's only going to be a matter of time before that runs out. And even your diehard fan base, your tried and trues, are going to say, okay, I've seen enough. Can I get some storylines now? I think a lot of people saw what was happening in WWE with the Bloodline and Sammy, and even LA Knight and Bray, something like that really piqued interest. But Cody Rhodes and what's happening with his WrestleMania, and it's becoming interesting ever since him and Paul, and now him and Roman are finally going to go face-to-face on Friday. There's so many little things here and there, and they're going, well, wait, we don't have anything like that in AEW. We have nothing that makes us tune in next week. We have nothing that really puts us on the edge of our seat. We just have match after match after match after match after sequence after sequence after gymnastic move after gymnastic move, more Moxley blood. It's like every week is just the same thing. And I think a lot of people saw that. So yeah, without storylines, without larger than life characters, it ain't going to work. I said the same thing about Monday Night Raw, and I still continue to. Raw's been marginally, a little bit better than the last several years. But fans have been so jaded by the last 10 years of Raw that even though the shows are a little better with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns sometimes fucking appearing, Brock Lesnar showing up more often, you have all these little things. Lita's fucking back, Trish Stratus, you have all this stuff, but the fans are so jaded that they're like, no, Raw's not worth my time. That's what happens if you do this too long and your show sucks for so long. Wednesday Night Dynamite for a while has not had really good shows. They haven't. The fans that don't want to believe that AEW can do no wrong, they said every week is the greatest, but it wasn't. And now you're starting to see those same fans walk away. It happened in WWE for years. It's already happening in AEW. Storylines storylines matter, man. And Emmanuel, also with a 2-spot, says, salute to the best wrestling community and to you, BC. Well, that's a kick-ass comment. So if you don't mind, I'm actually going to see on this channel, we only acknowledge respect. Respect will always get acknowledged tenfold. Emmanuel, bro, I'm going to read that again if you don't mind. Salute to the best wrestling community and to you, BC. I love that. He put all of us, the amplified unit, even before BC. Salute to all of you, my red team and gold team. Emmanuel, on behalf of my entire amplified unit, let me give you a proper salute swig, bro. Salute, Emmanuel. Love and respect right back to you, bro. That was a mega swig, man. This is the Dunkin' Mocha. This is my 10th coffee of the day. Again, I had a long flight overnight, so I had about 5 coffees before 10 a.m. Don't ever do that, guys. That's not the healthiest thing, but this is about my 10th coffee. It's an iced mocha. And man, Emmanuel, you just got a massive swig, man. I appreciate that. Christopher Blackshy. I love that, man. I always think Christopher Moltisanti from The Sopranos. Christopher. $4.99 coffee. Christopher is a gold member, by the way, channel member. So extra salute to Christopher as well. Just like Emmanuel, Renee. A lot of you guys doing super chats are also members. You guys are the fucking best, dude. Not only do you throw BC a coffee every month with a fucking membership, but you throw BC a coffee just in a fucking super. That's never needed, man. I never asked for that. That's never needed. It's always appreciated if you want to tip the channel. But guys, I just noticed a lot of you guys are gold members, bro. You guys fucking rock, man. Christopher 499 says, people tried to justify the trios title match on Twitter by saying there's a story going into it. I unloaded on those sheep. Are they trying to say there's a storyline with Elite and House of Black? Is that what you're telling me? Well, first of all, that's why you don't do social media, Christopher Blackshare. That's just stupid, and there's way better uses of your time. I assure you of that. I just wish Tony Khan and others would fucking... the pro wrestlers would stay the fuck off of it. Bro, there's no storyline at all, so that's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. Last night, the lights went out, the Elite was laid out, and fucking when the lights went on, it was fucking House of Black with championships in the air. It's The Undertaker. That's all this is, man. Lights go out, Undertaker! Right? Christian Cage had a good promo, but what did it lead to? Fucking Jungle Boy is playing around in the fucking graveyard. Undertaker! What are you gonna have, a buried alive match with fucking Christian? That's all you're doing, man. And I don't mind it, by the way. Again, whether you like to hear it or not, it's sports entertainment. You're not just a wrestling alternative. You're sports entertainment. Deal with it. So I'm okay with it. But start this shit a month ago, 6 weeks ago, build a story, and then have them compete at the pay-per-view. You had 3 months to build this pay-per-view. And fucking last week, you made a fucking trios match. And then this week, all of a sudden, there's a storyline. There's no storyline when you only announce a match 1 week before the pay-per-view. None. Not happening. Mr. Big 200, 1 month channel member every Wednesday and Friday when I watch Dynamite and Rampage. I feel like I'm watching a house show that just so happens to be on TV every week. Mr. Big 200, same here, bro. I couldn't have said it better. Same here, man. I feel like it's just like this weird house show. And I feel like everybody else is so much, but like everyone's just loving all the flips and dives and doing all the chants. And I'm just like, this is not my cup of coffee. And then you see the rating and the numbers and the metrics and the merchandise sales. And then it feels good to know I'm not alone. The majority of us are saying, what the fuck is this? Angel Elega, Angel, 1 month channel membership, gold status, activating his gold card. Angel, I appreciate that. Great stream, BC, as always. Love your passion and the way that you say it like it is. Angel, I appreciate that. That's a really good comment, man. If you don't mind, I'm gonna say that again. Angel, a 1 month membership celebration, says, great stream, BC. As always, love your passion in the way that you say it like it is. I appreciate that big time, Angel. That really means a lot to me, man. I know sometimes these streams, this isn't easy to do what BC does. You know, we do this for hours or during a stream at times. Sometimes my last one I just put out, the Raw review, was an hour and a half. you know? And I just hope that you guys are really not just getting information and getting more knowledgeable to the industry, but I hope you're entertained. But I hope you know that we're not bullshitting. We're trying to make everything better. So I love that, Angel. I appreciate that. And there was a few other channel membership celebration chats that I missed earlier because I was in the middle of my rants. Like Godswilla was one of them. So if you were one of the ones earlier celebrating a month channel membership or 2 months, I appreciate you guys big time. Sorry that I missed that. There was nothing I could do. I was in the middle of my fucking rants. But Godswilla and all you guys, I did glance over every time that green fucking highlighted comment came up. So thank you guys big time. Appreciate it. Channel memberships are, it's cool to see those gold cards after those green names, man. You know, it's a next tier. It's just cool to activate that shit when we're live for sure. So I did see it. I wasn't able to read it in full while we were live. Christopher, yeah. Bullshit. There's no storyline, and I'm glad that you, you know what? Christopher, can I give you some advice, brother? I don't know if you're still up in here, Christopher. When it comes to things like Twitter, or even here on this platform, anything, when it gets to a level of stupidity, it's not even worth arguing. The best action is no action. You literally don't acknowledge the fucking schmuck. Don't even acknowledge them. Christopher, you're going to save yourself time. They're going to cry even more, and you're going to fucking be much more elevated. I promise you, Christopher. Because you're just going to sit there. The stupidity doesn't get better. Stupidity like that cannot be taught. They're just going to keep coming back with some more stupidity, and then they're there for a fucking half an hour. Doesn't fucking help. Fill your time with much better ways, bro. Haters gonna hate. As long as they're hating you, it means you're doing something right. Clutch City fan. Oh, Clutch City. Hold on. There was a few before. I'm gonna get the Clutch City. Wow, you guys fucking... There was a whole nother... While I was going over the first round, there was a whole nother round of supers to come in. So you know what? I'm gonna stick around for as long as it takes, guys. So I'm going to stick around for a few more mids, actually. Jane Donnelly with a $9.99, man, a 10 spot. Just showing some love and appreciation to the channel. No real caption needed. So, Jane, let me send it right back to you. Thank you for the coffees. Swig on Jane Donnelly. Salute. Who, by the way, I'm sensing a theme here. Also a gold card activated member. Jane Donnelly, right back to you. Strict Tango, 2 spot. Did you see Monet with the title at Mandalorian's premiere? I did. I still don't know what the fuck a Mandalorian is. I think it's Star Wars, correct? I always want to say Star Trek. I don't know what a Mandalorian is, and I want to support her. I just don't watch a lot of TV. I don't watch a lot of anything, to be honest. I'm always just busy as fuck. But I did see her outfit, man. It was like a fucking, like a latex, black latex. Fuck, it was fuck. I mean, it's Monet. I mean, she's always Monet, man. Her appearance, she's just a beautiful fucking woman. So I did see it, though. I did, yes. The short answer, Strict Tango, is yes. Godswilla, 2 spot. What is Damian Priest going to do for WrestleMania? Yeah, Godswilla, I said this in the Monday Night Raw review. It was sad because... everybody was in a backstage promo together all of Judgment Day. And Dominic is talking about his showing up Friday to continue his story with Rey Mysterio, because that's going to be Mania, Rey and Dominic. Then it went to Rhea Ripley. She starts talking shit to Charlotte Flair and saying she's going to be there Friday and set up their Mania match. And then Finn Balor laid down the challenge officially to Edge for WrestleMania. And Damian Priest was just there like, I can hold your wardrobe or something. I can do some social media while you guys are wrestling. I mean, Damian Priest had nothing. I felt so bad for him. I mean, I really hope there's something more for Damian Priest other than just an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal spot. And I say the same thing for Montez. If Dawkins is in the Battle Royal, that's fine. At this point, Dawkins, I don't know if he should be in more than an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. But Montez, he deserves better than that too. There's just people that I just don't want to see in that Battle Royal. And I love Andre the Giant, but man, to have Damian Priest have his whole unit, his whole clique in a WrestleMania match, and Damian has nothing. JR9, Why not do Gargano and fucking Damian, man? You have a month. You could still build a pretty cool story in a month. But you got to start that shit up. Stop the weird shit with Dexter Lumis and Johnny and the Maximum Male Models and Otis. Which, by the way, I don't even mind Otis and Maximum Male Models. I think that's a fun chemistry. But not with Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis. They're probably going to make Dexter Lumis and Johnny versus Maximum Male Models. Because Dexter Lumis took fucking Massey this week. I don't fucking know. Godswilla. Yeah, I talked about that a little bit more in depth. If you didn't catch my Raw review, check that out, guys. It was a long one. It was almost about an hour and a half of a Raw review. So we're headed toward 4,000 unit members already checking that out. I do appreciate that because that was a longer vid, I know. And the average retention time was 51 minutes, guys. That's unheard of in YouTube. I believe I am still the best. This isn't a pat on the back. It's really cool to say this. I believe I am still the number one pro wrestling YouTuber with the highest retention rate at 51 minutes out of a $120 some odd minute vid. No other YouTuber has a retention rate that high. Or it's damn near impossible. Usually the normal is about a third of that. So I appreciate all you guys for not just clicking, but like watching the majority of these videos. You guys are absolutely badass, man. You guys always say BC is right the fuck back to you. Clutch City fan. There you are, man. 10 spot. Couple of coffees by Clutch City. BC, Tony really needs to reevaluate what he's doing with his talent. We need storylines. Less hangers. I replaced the B with an H because I no longer say that word. But it rhymes with hangers. So, Sir Charles, I do agree with that, brother. Unfortunately, the only one these days, but... but I replaced the it rhymes with hangers. But Clutch City fan says we need storylines and less hangers. More realistic style of wrestling. Here's to the gold team, baby. Much love to my red team. You guys know my red team. You guys rock. This is for all of you. But I do have to double down and say what Clutch City fan said to all my gold unit members, man, my channel members. Salute on behalf of Clutch City fan. Salute. That's to my gold team. And to Clutch. Clutch, I appreciate the coffees. You're right, brother. You are right in exactly what you said. Let me just, that last part, Clutch, is what I want to say. Clutch City fan. Clangers. Hey, we should say that, man. That's better than hangers. Prime Killer, I'm going to take that one if you don't mind. Clangers, yes. Because I don't say the B word anymore because that's overused and it makes me nauseous. I'm starting to see it less in the community, though. That's a good thing. We're starting to say that less. Clangers, I like that. Clutch City fan said this to end that super chat. We need more realistic style of wrestling. Yes. Nobody, after the novelty wears off, nobody is going to believe that you can take 17 Canadian destroyers from the top rope, 47 super kicks, 17 Batista bombs, 12 Wardlow bombs, a sharpshooter for 21 minutes, a figure 4 and a figure 8 leg lock simultaneously for 17 minutes, get up, get a fucking Jake the Snake Roberts DDT, a Randy Orton RKO, a stomp by Seth Rollins, a phenomenal forearm by AJ Styles, a leg drop by Hulk Hogan, a gorilla press by the Ultimate Warrior, a flying elbow from Kairi Sane, then another flying elbow by the Macho Man Randy Savage, and then kick out at 2.5. Nobody's gonna buy that shit. All the flips and dives and all the gymnastics in the world, eventually your audience is gonna say, okay, I've had enough. That was fun for a while, and by a while, I mean 4 years. Now I would like to see it come back to what wrestling is, what we fell in love with, larger than life characters, stories that we give a fuck about. And that's what's happened with AEW. After 4 fucking years, Eric Leno, I appreciate that, brother. Eric Leno, I saw that, man. I appreciate that big time, man. You guys are number one. But after 4 years, now it's cool to see AEW fans finally go, listen, we want AEW to succeed. We're with you, BC. We understand that you were right. Changes have to occur. This can be better. We can actually be competition to WWE in the future, like real competition. And not just fakely claim that we're an alternative. And say we're wrestling and they're sports entertainment. All your cliches are stupid. You're going backwards badly now in the ratings. Badly. And unless you announce an announcement, you ain't going to come back from it. You could be something. AEW is far from dead. But fuck, can we give it a pulse? Clutch City fan. The short answer, or the short response to that super chat, is you are 1,000,000,000% correct. Dante Jaron 23, who is gold status. Dante Jaron 23, gold card activated. Appreciate the coffee, man. 5 spot. $4.99. One of the dumbest things I've heard some genius say was AEW doesn't need storyline segments because their storylines are told in the ring. What? What does that even mean? That's like eating a completely raw piece of just raw piece of fucking steak and saying it doesn't need to be cooked at all because it cooks in my fucking stomach. What? Cook it a little bit. It's okay to eat red fucking meat, no question. Cook it a little bit. A little bit? I've never heard a chef say, don't worry, it don't need to be cooked. It's going to cook in your stomach. Yeah, but you literally just took it out of the packaging. Yeah, it don't need to be cooked. What the fuck do you need to tell the story? Why am I giving a fuck about you in the ring? I know it's predetermined. I know it's rehearsed. I know it's scripted out. I know you have an agent to the match that's already booked the planned finish. Fuck, make me give a fuck about this, bro. We don't have to tell storylines. We wait until we're in the ring, and that's when the magic happens. And the sequences, oh, the moonsaults, the Canadian destroyers. Oh my God, when they when they jump over the top rope and they do the fucking flip and 6 guys are waiting with their arms up. It's like a slow motion romance movie, right? Slow motion. Here he goes. It's Dante Martin. He's in the air. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Right, he's flying. He's got his arms out like he's in the Titanic. Dun 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 dun. He's flying through the air. Right, slow motion. You got 6 guys about to fucking open their arms to catch him. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. And right, he lands in. Dun 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 dun. Right, there's contact. Dun 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 dun. That's all I can think of whenever they fly over the rope and 6 dudes are waiting to catch them, you know? Everything goes in slow motion for BC and it becomes a Lifetime romance movie. Fucking A, bro. How many times can you see it? I don't know. But like Dante Jaron 23 said, you know what? That's what they're saying. The stories are told in the ring. Well, you know what that's happening, guys? I'm going to tell you right now. Look at the fucking rating. And for those that say ratings don't... Oh, here's one. For the 6 years I've had this channel almost, this is what I hear a lot. Ratings don't even matter. Just sit back and enjoy wrestling. If they don't matter, why the fuck is Tony Khan silent today? Right? Every time you clinch 1 million, he's fucking thanking all of you. When you're under 1 million, he doesn't give a fuck about you. He didn't thank any one of those 833,000. Right. If ratings don't matter, why do we fucking care about fucking demos? Why are the advertisers and people like Tony Khan watching those ratings first thing Thursday morning? If ratings don't matter, why is what is happening now actually occurring, right? And we're starting to see 833,000 viewers from what was just 1 million last week. We're starting to see them go in hundreds of thousands by the droves. They're exiting the product. Ratings don't matter. They tell you that there's a problem. There's a fucking problem. And you're starting to see that people are fed up with it. It doesn't need storylines because the stories are told in the ring. Well, how's that working out for them, right, Dante Jaron 23? How is that working out for them? How's the storylines being told in the ring? Because the fans are telling you, by the ratings that supposedly don't matter, they're telling you it's not working. Not working at all. Big Nang. 5-spot coffee. Big Nang. Gold status. Gold status. Gold status. You guys thought I was going to call Goldberg? Big Nang says, I predict SmackDown rating this week a 2.6. Plus, Renee G's WrestleMania return greater than Lesnar vs. Omos WrestleMania 39. I love it. Renee G, if you're still up in here, or I know Renee G is one of those, if she can't stay the whole time, Renee G always comes back and finishes the podcast. So Renee G, I love hearing that. So Renee G, you're going to end up hearing this. My unit is telling you exactly what we're thinking. Your WrestleMania return to the channel, we're all going to be awaiting Renee G's big return, is greater than Brock versus Omos. And I stamp my approval on that super chat by Big Nang. That's funny shit. As far as the SmackDown rating, Big Nang, 2.6, I think it has a chance to be even bigger than that, at least for the segment of Cody and Roman. That could hit a 2.7. Now, how does the rest of the show do? That'll decide if it's a 2.5 or 2.6 total. But what Big Nang is saying is why there's going to be an uptick this week. Cody Rhodes is going to the Blue Brand. Cody Rhodes is going to go face-to-face with Roman Reigns. It's going to be a magnificent, badass segment, and I really do think that a big audience is going to tune in for that. How the rest of the show does, we'll have to see. But that's not just an announcement that you're going to announce something, you know, like we're announcing a reality show. That should have just been in a press release. They're announcing that Cody's going to be there. That's the announcement. If you want to tune in, cool. If you don't do it. Tune into the fucking Teletubbies. Tune into an old episode of the Power Rangers. I don't know. But you're going to miss Cody Rhodes and Roman finally face-to-face. I think it's going to pop a big 2.7 on the cue of the segment. And we'll see if it can actually do it. But your 2.6 is going to, it could be right on the money, Big Nang. No doubt. Ron C. 23. I appreciate that, man. I just saw that. Ron C. 23. Appreciate you, brother. Prime Killer, 5-spot coffee. Jade Cargill should be going after the women's title because there is nothing left for the TBS title. I forget it's even there. When's the last time Jade Cargill was on Dynamite? I'm being serious. Was it last night? Because again, I was on the overnight flight and I had to catch Dynamite in chunks. There's only one thing I missed, and that was Toni Storm being rolled up by Rio. And I said earlier, what is better, the way she's been booked in AEW or WWE? Because they're both the same. 2 weeks ago, she's getting her ass spray painted. That's how you book Toni Storm. 2 weeks later, she's getting rolled up by Little Rio. I mean, I'd rather fucking have my face in Charlotte Flair's pie. So I don't know what they're doing with Toni Storm. But when's the last time that Jade Cargill, because Prime Killer has a point, Jade Cargill should be going after the women's title because there is nothing left for the TBS. Does anybody know? JR9, I believe her last appearance was versus Red Velvet about a month ago. Yeah, I think it was at least a month, and I forgot about that, JR9. I mean, Jade Cargill is a fucking super beast. She's a champion. And I understand, well, actually, no, I don't understand. Wait a second. It moved to TBS. She's the TBS champion. Yeah, it's not even like Rampage. She's on Rampage more, and that's over on fucking TNT, isn't it? I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what Tony Khan's doing. But this is why I do these podcasts. And this is why you're starting to see people fucking fly away from the product. 833,000 viewers this week from 1 million last week. This is why. Because nobody knows what the fucking owner's doing. And there's too many fans blowing smoke up his ass and telling him he's doing a great job. I don't know. Great point, Prime Killer. I didn't even think about Jade Cargill, and that's sad because there was a moment where I thought she was going to be just massive, and then it just fell by the wayside, and I forget about her now, just like when Wardlow should have had all the momentum in the world, and then boom, after about 3 weeks of no Wardlow, I realized one night, oh wait, I haven't seen Wardlow in weeks. How sad is that one of the guys who should have been the fucking face of that company, homegrown talent too, mind you, and Tony Khan made sure that he cooled off that fire with the quickness. He made sure that he took all of Wardlow's momentum 3 different times and stuffed it right underneath the carpet. Prime Killer, good fucking point on Jade Cargill, bro. Jimmy Fingers 19, tried and true gold status. Jimmy Fingers 19. I saw the Raw comment, brother. Jimmy Fingers was like, this is not going to be popular with BC, but this Bray Wyatt I'm not feeling it. Jimmy Fingers, man, much love and respect, dude. You're always respectful even when you disagree, man, so there's no problem with that. So don't worry about how I'm going to take. If you're respectful, you can always disagree. If you're disrespectful or you're just being a douche, you'll never be acknowledged. So Jimmy Fingers, I saw that shit. I had to laugh because I'm like, it doesn't matter, brother. Some people are just not on board with Bray. I love everything Bray does. I pulled up the pants and did the muscle man dance this Monday night. But you know what? Some people don't like Bray or Supernatural. I'm not going to defend it anymore. The majority of us love it, and the numbers tell us that. But I totally get that a lot of people, it's not for them. I hear you. It's funny. Because some of the same people will go over and say they love Danhausen and freshly squeezed orange juice going for tag titles. But they don't want to pull up their pants to do a muscle man dance. But Jimmy Fingers, I just want to give you a shout on that, man. You're always respectful, even in disagreement. So much love and appreciation on that comment as well. 1019, Jimmy Fingers 19 says, shouldn't Big Kaz be slapping beef with the likes of Lance Archer, Wardlow, Samoa Joe, and Miro? Oh, wait, he is not on TV. How about anyone over 200 pounds? I never liked it when Ray was beating Kane either. It's one of my biggest issues right now, Jimmy Fingers 19. You are 1,000,000,000% correct. It's always been around in pro wrestling, and it has to be, right? David versus Goliath, right? You're always going to have the little man versus the big man, and you should. It's an awesome... It's one of the best storylines that you could tell that had stood the test of time since the beginning of time. David Goliath, smaller dude, bigger dude. Now you see it with the ladies. Smaller lady, bigger lady. I don't mind that. I don't mind you having the match, small versus big. I don't mind you telling a fucking fun story. I'll be on board with it. My problem, Jimmy Fingers 19, is the finish of these matches. A lot of them are beyond unrealistic, where you're having these monsters get fucking fruit roll-upped. I have seen Bobby Lashley get rolled up by people half his size. I've seen Ricochet roll up Braun Strowman. And I got a pop out of Jimmy Fingers at the last live stream or one of my last videos when I said, in real life, if you're going to fruit roll up, if Ricochet is going to roll up Braun Strowman, he's going to kick out so hard that Ricochet is going to be in the orbit. He's going to be a fucking 10th planet. Or did they already move it down to 8 because one was too fucking small? He'll be the 9th or 10th fucking planet, but he'll be a part of the solar system. In real life, right? I mean, at least we can suspend our disbelief. But you ain't going to get me on board that Ricochet is rolling up Braun Strowman in 5 minutes. You're not going to make me believe that Rio is pinning Nyla Rose in 4 minutes via a roll-up, because that's the shit we've seen in the past. Even Toni Storm getting rolled up in 5 minutes to Rio. So Jimmy Fingers 19, I elaborated a little bit. The short answer is I absolutely fucking agree. And Big Cass, if you're going to put Big Bill is his name now, in with Orange Cassidy, I would have hoped you've had better booking. He loses. He beats up Cassidy afterwards. In the beating we thought made Big Bill look badass. And by the end of the night, Orange Juice has his hand raised with fucking Danhausen. In fact, that was just 40 minutes later. If even. Anyway. Jimmy Fingers 19. That was a long answer. That was an amplified answer. Absolutely agree. That's the best I could tell you, man. That's the problem I have, is that these days they don't know how to do smaller guy, bigger guy. Smaller lady, bigger lady, and they make it so stupid at the finish. While I was going over that second round, there was actually a third round of supers that came in. So, guys, I'm going to go nearly 2 hours, it looks like, because I'm going to stick around for as long as it takes. Because my gold status, my fucking super chatters, guys, I want to show you the same respect that you're showing the channel. So I don't care how long it's going to take. I'm going to make sure I get everybody, all my supers. So I'm going to stick around for a little longer, guys, because there's another round that came in. And we're actually going to start off with... Where are we starting off? Oh, my boy, JR9 Gaming. My right-hand man on the channel up in here with a super 5-spot coffee. JR9, as always, salute, dude. NXT ladies got 1 hour straight, which I loved, but is probably why the rating dropped. The show was so good, though. Gigi cut a brilliant promo on JC. Wait a second. So, JR9, literally an hour straight of just females? JR9, you still in the chat? Yeah, salute, JR9. So, you telling me, JR9, that was a straight hour that Shawn Michaels put on the females? I just want to make sure I'm not reading that wrong, because that's crazy. From 30 minutes to 1 hour, yes. Whoa, bro. Good for them. I've always said it's a double-edged sword. You're going to lose viewership, unfortunately. But you're taking the gamble that you're showing support for the ladies. You're showing them that we're willing to put in the time and effort. Because if you don't do that, guys, you're always going to be in the vicious cycle. Tony Khan's in it right now. Usually he puts his ladies right in the death spot. It's called the Q7 segment, get the death spot. Segment 7, right before the main event, is where Tony usually puts his females. And what do you see? You see the big dip, and because nobody cares about the females, right? Unfortunately, for women's wrestling takes a big hit. It's sad to say that, but for some reason, especially AEW, the women take a big hit. And so he puts them there because, okay, you got the 6 segments before. You're hoping you did all you could with the first 6, and you're hoping that a lot of people are going to want to see the main event. So that one segment at the tail end is the one where you're going to hope is just the biggest drop, get it over with, main event, bring it back. And Tony Khan doesn't really get away from that formula. You see something like Shawn Michaels over in NXT, he's willing to give a fucking hour, and 3H's is like, dude, if that's what you like. 3H's always gave the ladies time. It was much easier when they were on the WWE Network because you didn't have to worry about fucking appeasing USA Network. But, man, that's huge, man. An hour straight. JR9, I was talking about Raw being woman heavy. I put up a live stream on 20 minutes of notice right before Monday Night Raw this week. And the big discussion was how Triple H, Paul Levesque, was putting 3 fucking chick matches on there, man. You had the badass chick herself, Lita, tagging up with Becky Lynch to go for the tag team titles with a returning Trish Stratus. You had Doudrop Piper Niven versus Candice LeRae. You had Carmella and Asuka. You had Bianca Belair on hand. It was a very woman-heavy Raw. So we're starting to see WWE really play to that, and HBK is doing it tenfold. And when you do that up front, you're going to take a smack in those numbers, bro. I'm just hoping that this will pay off and that people will start to give a fuck about these ladies more. Hopefully, when they get to the main roster especially, all of this paid off double and people really give a fuck about it. But yeah, JR9, I told you this earlier. I told my whole unit, obviously, but JR9 especially because I know you're vividly into the NXT. I said that I heard from many people that it was actually a really good show. And that's the term they use on several occasions. Really good. But to hear an hour of it was just for the women, they must have slaughtered it, man. Good shit. JR9 also with a 10 spot. JR9, let me give you a proper salute first, bro. Just being up in here. Always better when I got the right-hand man in case I got the fucking questions or I need something real quick. JR9's right there spitting it out. Salute, man. I ain't buying Trasholution. JR9, I'm not catching that shit. Bro, my Sunday night is filled. It ain't going to be watching that. I'm telling you. You know, if I can catch it on an overnight flight or something, yeah, I'll be catching it. But I'm with you, brother. They didn't sell BC on it. I ain't buying Trasholution. Roadblock next week is significantly better. JC versus GG, HBK on Grayson Waller effect. Roxy Perez, who we call Roxy, versus Mike Miko. Dijak versus Tony D. Jailhouse street fight. That's right, brother. I saw the Jailhouse thing got trademarked in JR9. I thought it was for Dominic, bro. I thought Dominic was going to have it. So Roxy versus Miko, Dijak versus Tony D. Going to be a great night. Yeah, that's stacked, bro. And you said Gigi cut a good promo last night selling that shit. Like it. Maybe I'll try to catch that, man. I might go out of my way to try to catch that JR9. I'll see what I can do, man. That actually sounds better than, or at least right on par with the fucking Revolution, to be honest. JR9! Salute, dude. JR9 single-handed, I don't think you guys understand. He single-handedly keeps me up to date on NXT. Tuesday nights are really hard night, like Wednesday nights used to be. Really hard night for me to keep up on the wrestling. And that just happens to be NXT. JR9's always there to fucking tell me, dude, you got to catch this. You got to see this. So it keeps me red hot on NXT. So JR9, on 10 different ways, I appreciate you, brother. Papo Jr., $4.99. Salute. I'm glad they lost viewers. That goes for their pay-per-view. Buys will be down. Not paying for this pay-per-view. I'll watch it somewhere else. Papo Jr., first of all, salute. And just like JR9 and I were just saying, we're not either, bro. Tony did not do a good job. You had 3 months to build this pay-per-view, and you filled 90% of the card. One match was announced 2 weeks ago. And since then, 7 more matches have been announced in just 2 weeks. No, you got to do better than that, bro. Papo Jr., salute, because you ain't alone on that. Jimmy Fingers 19, another 10-19. Jimmy Fingers 19 says they could have added Dan Dugenheimer, Luigi Lugnuts, Trash Bag Teresa, and Sensitive Steve from the truck to that battle royal, and I would have been more captivated. Only 4,000 seats sold for Revolution. I heard the same thing, Jimmy Fingers 19. Revolution is not looking good on attendance. I do want to take a better look this Saturday morning and see what it's really going to pull in, because we're going to get a little better adjustment on the third-party, we call it the black market, the third-party sites. We're going to see where they stand. But yeah, Revolution is not looking good attendance-wise. And you're right, man. That Battle Royal was sad. And the finish of that was absolutely obnoxious. If it was WWE, we're ripping that apart. Because it's AEW, a lot of people are going to swipe it underneath the rug. But that was a sad Battle Royal. Jimmy Fingers 19 with a couple of 519s too. I love it, man. Jimmy Fingers 19. The best, bro. Jimmy Fingers, before I read those coffees, man, I got to give you a salute, dude. I love the 19s after that. 519. Can't wait to see how those $60 pay-per-view buys do with only 1 of 9 matches having an actual storyline. And what did Hobbs win last night? King Kong's ring? Jimmy Fingers, I call that a fucking a floaty, a donut floaty in the pool, bro. There was a backstage interview that Powerhouse Hobbs did, and he was holding the fucking floaty, the big gold ring. I call it the donut floaty. He was holding it, and he's like, I grew up in the projects, and I made it out, and this signifies that I am a success. And he's holding up this big donut gold ring, and I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? It's like that corny fucking big chip. You ever see the big chip? Like the casino fucking battle royale or whatever? It's the big chip. I'm like, what is Tony Khan doing, bro? Can't you make this shit look a little fucking... It's as ugly as the fucking WWE titles with the big W's on them. Bring back the old school titles, bro. Dave Mealy's been a member for 2 months, bro, activating his gold card. Hobbs won a hemorrhoid pillow. Dave, you got to pop on BC on that. Dave, I appreciate the 2-month membership, bro. Dave Mealy doubling down on that membership. Salute, dude. So there you go, Jimmy Fingers 19, the hemorrhoid pillow. Sonic the Hedgehog met fucking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You ever see the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when or Honey, I Blew Up the Kids? That's the sequel where he blows up everything. Well, somebody fucking blew up fucking somebody's wedding ring or some shit. Because that just looks like a big wedding ring. Or yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog, bro. And it's just blown up. Jimmy Fingers 519 says, off topic, I heard Brock refused to work with Bray, and that's why we have Brock versus Omos and Bray versus Bob Lashley. Is that true, Amp Unit? I have heard no truth to that. That was part of a bullshit story. And I'm calling it bullshit because there was so much bullshit in it, and none of it has been doubled down by any other reputable source. In the same thing, I was hearing all this crazy shit. Brock refused X, Y, and Z, and then he refused Bray. Lashley refused this, and that's how it ended up Bray and No, I'm hearing none of that, guys. It had to have been WrestleVotes. No, JR9 pop BC on that one, bro. But guys, no reputable sources back that up. So I don't think Brock doesn't give a fuck like that. Jimmy Fingers 19. Brock is just business. If Vince McMahon says jump, he says how high till I touch the cash. Vince throws him the cash, and Brock just does business. Very rarely will Brock really be like, no. Like, what was that thing a few years ago? Remember the backstage video that we all saw? I think he took on Roman Reigns, and he was a little pissed off. He didn't want to do that because he knew everybody was not on Roman. Roman was still face, and the fans were just not buying it, right? We felt like he was being shoved down everybody's throat. But Vince refused to turn him heel. Brock had to take him on. Brock is supposed to be the heel. Something weird happened, and Brock came back and threw the championship at Vince McMahon. He did that a few times when he was not happy. Roman was just one of the times. But he'll still do the job. It's just that when he's done doing the job and he knows he got paid, he's going to throw the gold title in Vince McMahon's face, literally. He'll tell Vince, man. He'll fight with Vince. But he'll always do the job for the most part. The same report said that Stone Cold was going to take on Brock. And Stone Cold said no. I don't know about any of this, bro. I didn't hear any of that from anybody else. So, Jimmy Fingers 19. That's what I have on that. I'll keep the lookout on it, but I just sounded like a lot of fucking bullshit, man. A lot of bullshit. Nasir, are you guys fucking? Are you guys still down? Are you guys down with Omos versus Brock? Chat, by the way. Chat, yes or no? Are you down with Brock Lesnar versus Omos? I asked you guys this last week, and you were like, "Fuck no." Chat, where are you at, man? Are you okay with that or no? Hell no, man. Nope. That's too funny, bro. Too funny. For a bathroom break. Yeah, you ain't kidding, man. Well, I know. That's the match we're getting, man. But all the bullshit that how we got there, Jimmy Fingers 19, I haven't seen anything reputable on that yet. Nasir Alexander, $4.99, 5-spot coffee. After that BS announcement last week, I promised myself not to tune in this week. Nasir, I think that's what happened, man. I'm not even... guys, I'm going to be, as I always am, a billion % honest with you. I think a lot of people were so fucking pissed off that they were wamboozled by that announcement last week. I really think people made it a point not to tune in. I really feel that way. Before I took off for my flight last night, you guys want the utmost truth? I'm going to tell you guys a real story here, man. Before I took off for my flight, I knew I was going to have to watch Dynamite and Chops. And I wasn't going to be able to watch the whole thing. It was about 9:30ish. The show was still on. I had 10 minutes before we were leaving. I could have easily, I had the remote in my hand. I was going to check out where they were at in the show and see what was on it and catch 10 minutes of Dynamite. And I literally thought to myself, they did nothing to earn my view. And I literally just turned it off, finished my packing, and took off. I could have watched a little bit live. I literally made it a point not to. You're going to bamboozle your audience? Check you later. Guys, I doubt BC was the only one that did that. I bet you a lot of people got pissed off from last week's bullshit announcement. They got pissed that Tony Khan took his own audience and bamboozled them. Nasir Alexander. No fucking doubt, dude. Sadly. Jamal Straken, $9.99. A couple of coffees, Jamal. Let me give you a proper salute, bro. Appreciate you, dude. Jamal says, BC, I honestly had no interest in watching the show last night. Tony needs to stop playing the fan living his dream and actually take the time to book a good show. Jamal, he's got tunnel vision right now. You know what's happening, Jamal? He just wants matches. He just wants to build a library. He's already thinking about a streaming service. This is bad business. He's already thinking about a streaming service. You've only been around not even 4 full years. And he's admitted he just wants as many matches as possible so he can build his library. That's all he cares about. He just cares about building. He's doing house shows when he just admitted in an interview yesterday. He just admitted yet again that house shows are not going to bring him revenue. He knows that. WWE has shown you that. They don't bring in actual revenue. You break even at best, and you just hope that you create buzz for your television and pay-per-view product. That's what the house show is really for. And merchandise, maybe you get a little bit of a quick buck. Why is he doing it? He's going to have a lot of fucking cameras there, and he's going to get matches. He just wants a library. He doesn't even give a fuck. He doesn't even probably believe there's an issue. He's in his own fucking world place right now, man. He doesn't want to hear when they're not even breaking, when they're barely at fucking 800,000 viewers. He doesn't want to hear that. But if they hit 1 million, oh, he'll be on social thanking everybody. Claiming that Dynamite is the greatest thing since sliced bread or the BC channel. Jamal says, I honestly had no interest in watching the show last night. Jamal, me neither, bro. Nasir, same way. Jer9, same way. BC, same way. You are far from alone on that, bro. Big Nang, a 10-spot double coffee. Gold status activated. Big Nang says, first clanger, I love it. First clanger I actually watched was the NXT Premiere USA with Cole and Riddle. It was a great match, no doubt, but when I keep seeing clanger after clanger every week, got me second thinking about these clangers. Almost sounds like a riddle, Big Nang. How many times can we use the word clangers? That's what it is, man. It had its place, is the best way that I can claim it. Like when we would see NXT takeovers, you knew you were going to see a clanger, a couple of clangers in a night. And what happened was they took a good thing and they ruined it. It's what we do in pro wrestling. It's what we kind of do as a society, right? But in wrestling, we took "this is awesome." You know how awesome that chant was? Remember Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, the greatest wrestling match in wrestling history. WrestleMania 25, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. You want storytelling? You want in-ring psychology? Watch that match. Do you remember "this is awesome"? It carried weight. When you heard an audience say "this is awesome," it's like a Broadway play. If you ever go to Broadway, you would think that at the end when everybody does the curtain call and gives a bow, you would think that everybody stands up and gives an ovation, right? No. You only stand up when you think it was the greatest of performances. I didn't know that. So when I first went to New York City, man, and I was going to shows, I was like standing up, I had a couple drinks. I was like, yeah! Because I thought everybody did really good. And I'm looking around and everyone else is sitting and looking at me like I'm like an absolute nut, which they're probably half correct. But it took me a minute to think, oh, okay, see, you can't just stand up for everything at Broadway. It's in wrestling, man. You can't just say everything is all. 2 minutes these days. 2 minutes into a good sequence and people are chanting, "this is awesome." We ruined a good thing. Awesome is no longer holds any weight in wrestling anymore. We don't know what awesome is anymore. Awesome is subpar these days. And it's the same thing with clangers, right? We ruined a good thing. We had a couple of clangers at pay-per-view. Then that became the whole pay-per-view was clangers. Okay, hey, at least it's a pay-per-view. Then it switched off to the shows. You were starting to get a couple of clangers every show, and then it became 3 or 4 a show. By the time you got to the pay-per-view, there was nothing left to see. And you were too busy building up to clangers on television that by the pay-per-view, you have nothing you're interested in. I hope you guys are keeping up. We started to do business ass backwards. So, Big Nang, you are more right than probably you even thought originally. JP DeMocha! JP DeMocha, 5-spot coffee. I finally went gold, but it's good to be back. I lost my job, but things are good now. I just started making content myself. JP DeMocha, smash it out, bro. I'm glad things are looking on the up. Welcome to gold status. Activate that shit, man. And I'm glad things are looking up. JP DeMocha, I'm always glad to have you up in the chat, man. You ever got to fucking rock out? This will always be up on the channel later. Check it out, man. But always smash it at work, bro. Collect that coin, dude. Good to have you on board. Red team status or gold. It's just good to see you up in here. Salute, JP DeMocha. Salute, dude. I honestly, dude, so good to hear that things are looking on the up. And on top of that, showing the love and support to the fucking channel simultaneously when things aren't so fucking good. That's a fucking badass gold member. Ash Steggles, 199. My WrestleMania debut better than Omos versus Lesnar. Are you going to fucking debut with Renee G, Ash? Ash Steggles, you're probably correct, man. If I hear fucking, if JoJo returns at WrestleMania and announces Ash Steggles, that's probably going to get a bigger pop than Omos and Lesnar. Let's be honest, bro. Too funny, man. Big Nang 2-spot. I remember Crash Holly, fruit rolled up Albert back then. I forgot about that, bro. I thankfully forgot about that. I thankfully forgot about that, man. So let me get that straight. Big Nang is reminding us that little Crash Holly rolled up Albert. You know what's funny about that, though, Big Nang? Crash Holly was in some fun shit with the 24/7 title. I don't know if you guys remember that. You know, back then when they did that goofy shit, like, it was part of a good show anyway, so it was real comedy. It was really fun. And then the shit we saw the past couple years with R-Truth and Ninja Tozawa, you know, it was a sad replica, and it never could live up to that. Too funny, Big Nang. Big Nang also with a 10 spot. Big Nang's fucking rocking out. Let me give a salute before I even read that. Big Nang! Fucking chucking coffees at the channel now is Big Nang. BC, I was watching old school Raw and SmackDown from 2000. The WrestleMania main event was fully confirmed in 2 weeks before the pay-per-view. Guess sometimes we forget something's booking sucks while the product was such good shit. What you're failing to realize, Big Nang, is it was already in the books. We were just waiting for the confirmation. Aside from that, 6 matches already called beforehand months in advance. So, Big Nang, you kind of got to tell the whole story, though. And if you're going to rethink that, you got to tell the whole story. You can't compare that to this, where you had 1 match announced 2 weeks before the pay-per-view. Only 2 other ones we knew for a fact Tony was going to announce 2 weeks before. And then the other 4 were just thrown at the wall like baloney hitting a name. And then he just switched people in there. Danhausen is going to go with Orange Juice. They're going to go for tag titles. We'll redo Jungle Boy and Christian. We'll have another match with Mox and Hangman. We'll call it a Texas Death. Maybe Mox will bleed, right? That'll be original. You got to remember, man, it's a different comparison. Back then, Mania was already in the books. So I understand that. I mean, you could go back to more than just that if you're trying to prove that point and say, well, some of the times, some of the things we complain about today was also around back then. Everything was playing its part a billion times better then. So nowadays, nothing is really playing its role correctly. And because of that, the bullshit sinks it down even further. Hopefully that makes sense. But you are correct. You can go back and look at it that way. But you got to remember, that main event was already fucking... We already saw that coming from a mile away. And WrestleMania was built on more than just the main event. AEW Revolution was built on the main event. Built on the main event with no storyline. Bryan Danielson was just taking on somebody new every week. The rest of the card, not even announced till 2 fucking weeks. You can't fucking do that, man. Isaacar, $9.99, couple of fucking coffees. Isaacar says, what up, BC? What up, Isaacar? I heard that Chad Gable is getting set for a big push, which I'm excited about. Plus, it was anything but Dynamite last night. OC burying Big Bill or Big Cass is befuddling. No question. It was absolutely the opposite of Dynamite, but you got to take BC's word or even just your own. Look at the fucking rating. That'll tell you that. As far as Chad Gable getting a big push, who was saying that? I hate that type of shit. The same idiots that claim that Gunther is going to get buried by Vince, and now Gunther is going for world gold soon. That's stating the obvious. Who said Gable is getting a push? Who the fuck would even know that? Chad Gable has only won 3 matches in his last 50. Probably WrestleVotes. Nobody knows Chad Gable's getting a push because WWE, I hope one day, it's the only way he can go is up, right? You can't go any further down than Chad Gable already is. He loses every one of his matches. So Isacar, man, I don't. Whoever said that is absolutely bullshitting. Nobody's inside the walls of WWE. Nobody. Weeks before WrestleMania, they're not sitting around a table going, and next order of business is Chad Gable. Everybody got Chad Gable. Flip to Chad Gable's page, please. Chad Gable. Okay, we're going to give him a big push soon. Okay, everybody check it off. Chad Gable, big push. Okay, next order of business, Exhibit XB2. XB2, please. Guys, they're not talking about that. This is bullshit reporting, guys. This is something that looks really cute in a headline, and I support Chad Gable, and I think it's a shame, his booking. But nobody is fucking... If you see a headline that goes, Chad Gable in line for a massive push. What? What the fuck? That's what they're talking about in WWE headquarters? Chad Gable needs a push right here. Right there, Chad. Julie, do you see that? Chad Gable. Yep, okay. Benjamin, why don't you have your Chad Gable page? Yep, we're going to give him a massive push. I just want it in writing just in case somebody wants to leak it to a dirt sheet. Guys, it's not happening, guys. It's not. Just like Gunther was never going to be buried by Vince. Vince is the one that put the IC title on him. Vince is the one that gave him the push. Just like Gunther going for a title soon is not anything that was leaked. That's common sense, and somebody dished it out like it was a story. That's like saying Cody Rhodes is actually going to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Well, good. That's like saying Cody Rhodes, even after Mania, is going to be pushed as a main eventer. Thank you so much for telling us that. But Isacar, no doubt in Dynamite, the opposite of, but the ratings will tell us that. Isacar! Much love and respect, dude. Salute. Ron C. 23, 199 BC. Will my girl Charlotte retain the title? Rocket ship to the stratosphere. Your girl Charlotte is most likely going to lose the title at Mania because of the redemption story, right? Rhea already dropped the match at Mania to Charlie, so I think that now they're going to really want to pump up Rhea. I think Charlie knows she's got to drop it. The good news for you, Ron C23, is it ain't going to be long before she gets it again. And Charlie Flair will be the 87th time Women's World Champion, bro. She's not just going to beat her father's record. She's going to be an 87-time champ at this point because she only holds the title for a month at a time. Sometimes only a week or two. You know, it's going to get to a point where we're going to stop saying, wow, she's epic because she won the title 87 times. We're going to start saying she's really bad because she lost the title 86 times. Ron C23, much love and respect. Where do you want to go here, man? Oh, Jane Donnelly, $4.99 BC. I'm still not fully sold on Bray vs. Bobby, hoping I will be by Mania. But the Muscle Man dance has been living rent-free in my dome piece since I saw it. But BC since Monday night has been yelling, pull up your pants, do the Muscle Man dance. BC has been saying that about 1,000 times, bro. You ain't alone, Jane Donnelly, and that's totally cool not to be sold on Bray and Bobby. You want to hear something? You want to hear honesty to its amplified of measures, Jane Donnelly? BC's not even sold on it yet. This is a pro Bray Wyatt channel. Anything my boy Bray does, I'm going to back and be behind and support. And I'm always going to talk positively about the dude. But I'm always going to be honest first and foremost. Even after the Muscle Man dance, which I actually enjoyed, I am not sold on this yet. I like where they're going with it. Bobby doesn't have time for the fucking games. He just wants to snap people in half. Keep my name out your fucking mouth. His exact quote. I love Bobby Lashley's promo, man. Conviction. And Bray's like, hold up, nah. Pull up your pants, do the muscle, trying to fucking live rent-free in his dome. I love that Bray Wyatt, Bobby Lashley chemistry from this Monday, but they have a long way to go. But Jane Donnelly, I'm with you. I'm not completely sold yet. I'm not at all. I don't think I'm going to be sold on Brock Lesnar versus Almost. That's just fucking done to me. I don't even know how you can book that shit. Brock Lesnar took The Undertaker's undefeated WrestleMania streak at WrestleMania 39 years ago. And here we are in 2023, and he's taken on Almost. Talk about a fall from grace at an expedited speed. At least Lashley and Bray, I can get behind. I don't think I can Brock and Almost. But Jane Donnelly, you ain't alone on that, man. There's still a lot more they need to fucking do to get all of us on board with Bray Wyatt and Bobby Lashley. No fucking doubt, bro. Jane Donnelly, respect, dude. Much love and respect. Make sure I got everybody, man. You guys are rocking, dude. I think we're over an hour of just supers, bro. We ain't even done yet. Hold on. I got to go to Strict Tango with a 2-spot. Your thoughts on Eddie Kingston's quit comment? Yeah, Strict Tango, good point. If you guys don't know, after Dynamite last night, I think it was after, I forget, but I saw the clip afterwards. Eddie Kingston quit AEW. He says, "I just that's it. I quit AEW. Peace." And he walks out with his bags. Now, guys, it was storyline. Hours later, he was put on the ROH roster. But if you know the behind the scenes and you've been listening to BC, you already know that Kingston has already been placed on ROH's sheet. So that's all that is. My thought is I didn't think it was bad. Unfortunately, a lot of people are trying to be Inspector Gadgets and they're calling out that it was just a work and it's just to get him our... Well, we know that, you know? We know that. They were just trying to do it in a fun way. Do I think Eddie Kingston should be on ROH? No. Eddie Kingston, man, completely botched. Completely botched. And now a lot of people don't even care about Eddie Kingston anymore. And it's crazy because he could have and should have been something big in that company. So I don't like the fact that he's on the ROH. I don't mind how they did it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. It was just storyline, guys. It's a good thing you brought that up, Strick, because a lot of people still think that he actually quit AEW. Just a story, guys. But BC, I thought you said they don't have storylines. I don't know if this is a good one, to be honest. We're going to have to see what Eddie Kingston does there. They're going to try to rekindle the Cesaro feud, Claudio. But I already told you guys, the referee, maybe it was referee Bryce, the same one that Jim Cornette completely fucking annihilated on social early this morning. But a referee took a picture of him at dinner, Claudio to his left, smiling and laughing, and right to his right, eating at the same dinner table, was Eddie Kingston. I mean, I understand kayfabe is all but dead, but you can't do that. Now we're going to watch Eddie Kingston try to make us all believe again that him and Claudio have real-life beef. It's not going to work, bro. You know what I mean? That social media just killed... There was an old song called Video Killed the Radio Star. Well, social killed the wrestling star these days. Because, man, did that ruin what could have been special between Eddie Kingston and Claudio. Strict Tango, thank you for reminding me about the Eddie Kingston shit, man. Big Nang 2-spot. TK's announcement for next week. Eddie Kingston is rehired. No, Big Nang, yeah. Well, they already announced that Kingston's on ROH's roster. So now we're going to hear that there's a big announcement for Wednesday to try to get a pop rating. And in the Q7 segment, Tony's going to appear in a suit and say that he rehired Kingston, but on his ROH brand. The same story we already knew 7 days earlier. And then the audience is really going to be like, what the fuck? Will Smith, 10-spot, couple of coffees. Will Smith, salute, dude. Hey, BC, just dropping in to say thanks for being the best on the tube. Been a viewer for years now, and your dedication to the unit isn't overlooked. Thanks again. Red Team, go! Will Smith, that's a great super, man. I appreciate that, man. I really do. If you don't mind, I'm gonna run that comment back if you don't mind, because I acknowledge respect on this channel. I don't acknowledge disrespect. I double acknowledge respect. Will Smith says, and I quote, "Hey BC, just dropping in to say thanks for being the best on the tube. I've been a viewer for years now, and your dedication to the unit is not overlooked. Thanks again. Red Team, go!" Damn, Will Smith, dude. Appreciate hearing those words, man. Thank you for taking the time to put down those words and to throw a coffee over to the channel. That does not go overlooked. Will Smith, I appreciate you, bro. Almost going on 2 hours on that. We're over 2 hours. I'm milking this call. This could have been fucking down 2 hours ago. I'm trying to fucking milk it so it lasts the whole stream, but you guys are rocking out, bro. We are fucking fully amplified. I think I got all the supers somehow. Will Smith, Big Nang, Strict Tango, Jane Donnelly, Ron C. 23, Ash Steggles, JP DeMocha, Jamal Straken, Jimmy Fingers 19, Nasir Alexander, Papo Jr., JR9 Gaming, Prime Killer, Dante Jaron 23, Clutch City Fan, Godswilla, Christopher Blackshear, Emmanuel Kataspati, Renee G with the 20 spot, JL, channel members like fucking Dave Mealy, Godswilla, and so many others that are celebrating month and even 2-month anniversaries as gold member, channel members. You guys, man, salute to you. What a fucking stream. Renee G, who's locked out for 4 weeks. We're all anticipating her massive return WrestleMania week. Renee G came in with a coffee at the last second, 5 spot. Thank you, everyone, for all the love. Much love back at you. Renee G, we're all going to be anticipating your massive Mania return, bro. You're going to get a huge pop. Everyone, put up the fucking biceps for Renee G. Put up your fucking biceps, man. Put up the... Okay, well, we can do fire, Ty Drew. We can do some fire as well. If you didn't hit the gym today, you can do some fire. Show Renee G what the pop is going to be when she comes back. That's one of my tried and true AMP unit members, bro. She's locked out for 4 weeks. Her debut, she's going to come back WrestleMania week. We're going to give her a massive pop. Yeah, thank you guys, man. Renee G, much love and respect. Too funny. There you go, brother. That's a lot of love up there. That's what I'm talking about, Renee G. That's what I'm talking about, Renee G. Anthony, my gold card member, man. Anthony at the last second. 5 spot coffee. BC, much love and respect. Been here since old Cheesehead Charlie. Wonder if he ever made it out of the bathroom. Miss them days. LOL. Anthony. Anthony's going old school. If you're a newer channel member, you don't know Cheesehead Child. What the hell? I'm trying to get out of the bathroom. Where is everybody? How long have I been in here? I'm trying to get out of the bathroom, don't you see? Now, word has it, Anthony Bowley. First of all, salute, brother. Always good seeing you up in here. Word has it that he made it his way out of the bathroom and then 24 hours later got stuck in another one. That's the last I heard. We got to do some more fucking, I'm going to look into that. Too fucking great, bro. Cheesehead Charlie days. Anthony Bowley taking it old school. Ed Rom, 5 spot coffee. Ed says, salute to the AMP unit and BC. Keep up the great work you're doing. Ed, appreciate you, dude. If you don't mind, I'm going to run back that comment. Ed Rom with that coffee says, salute to the AMP unit and to BC. Keep up the great work you're doing. Means a lot, Ed Rom. Appreciate that big time, dude. I want you to know that. That's a good way to end the stream with that super, man. And you guys keep being the fucking badass amplified unit that you are. Red Team Go! The baddest motherfucking amp unit subscribers going. And if you're the next level of subscriber and you have that gold card, make sure that shit is activated 24/7. Because you are the front lines of the amplified unit. Act like it. You guys are the fucking top tier. So I appreciate you guys on a whole nother realm. So I'm not going to do a roll call because we are going toward 2.5 hours somehow. I don't know how that happened. This was supposed to be a 45-minute stream-ish. Big Nang at the last second with a 2 spot says, whatever happened to Ms. Jenkins? Bro, somehow she's still rocking. Neighbor Miss Jenkins, is, if you guys don't know, that's 90-some-odd-year-old Ms. Jenkins. She's badass, by the way. She takes forever to get to the mailbox. But if you know who Ms. Jenkins is. You guys are taking it old school like Cheesehead Charlie. Big Nang, you're one of the ones that if you know, you know. A lot of people are probably like, who the fuck is Ms. Jenkins? Big Nang, I'm just going to say this. You have far from heard the last of Ms. Jenkins. Ash Steggles, what I did not. Where is an OG member? Anger's rocking right now, man. Anger, What time is it now? 6:30. He's in his evening Starbucks routine right now. Anger's probably flipping out at baristas right now. Probably Lower East Side, I'm thinking. That's usually his evening Starbucks. But yeah, he's flipping out. And Ash Steggles, I'm going to tell you the same thing I said the big name about Miss Jenkins. You have not seen the last of Anger as well, by the way. Again, if you guys know, you know. If you don't, nothing I can tell you. We had the fun house way before Bray, bro. That's all I'm going to say. We had the characters, brother. We had the Cheesehead Charlies. We had the Ms. Jenkins. We had the Angers. Anyway, I'm not going to do the full roll call because I'm keeping you guys here about a 2.5 hour spree. But to my entire gold card membership, all my channel members, guys, dude, come on, bro. I don't know if you understand how much I love seeing all that gold in the chat. That is so badass, bro. All the gold cards are activated. And just even if you're not, man, just to see all my red team, just knowing that you guys took a fucking moment out of your day to smash that up. We're headed toward 300 live. And that you took a moment to subscribe because you said, BC, I do have what it takes to be a sub. I am badass. Let's rock the truth because nobody else gonna fucking dish it. I appreciate you guys. And Papo Jr. on the way out says, shout out to Juan Pablo Bandito, by the way. Salute unit. No, you guys are bringing it back. Papo Jr., Juan Pablo Bandito. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Juan Pablo Bandito. And we're going to have a great review today. Damn, you guys are popping BC, bringing it back old school, bro. Check you guys, man. Thank you for an awesome stream. Man, a lot of fun. We're going to do this tomorrow, SmackDown. So shit, 24 hours from SmackDown. Maybe there's most likely going to be something tomorrow up on the channel. So check that. And obviously the SmackDown review, man. It's going to be huge. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes face-to-face. And then Monday night is just jacked for Boston. Monday night is fucking jacked. Marie! Hearts right back to you, unit. You know it. So everybody, man, I kept you here long enough. You guys rock the fuck out. We'll do this again real soon. Maybe live tomorrow, but at least a vidcast. Could be audio format only, but you guys are going to get content tomorrow. And then we'll go into SmackDown. Unit, much love. Taylor, JR9, the right-hand man, pile driver, James Miller, James Shrimp Fajitas, Marie Applewhite, Carlos Ray. They don't want 2.0 anymore, Carlos. Tube already said fuck no. You think they stifle my live streams, Carlos. They did not like 2.0. Anthony Boley, pile driver, finisher, Sir Charles, Kaya, D stands alone, Jane Donnelly. Fuck yeah, man. A Renee G, even though you're locked out, man, we'll be waiting your return WrestleMania week. It's going to be huge. Going to be big time, man. Can't wait for that. Now, see, now we're building up the fucking return, right? BC's big announcement. Renee G returns. Strict Tango, Pimp Jesus, Tony Partita, Mikkel, D the Kid. I can't get everybody, guys, but my entire unit. Till next time. Top guy, I'm out. BC saying check you. Go long. Aaron Rodgers type, baby. Aaron Rodgers, go. Ash Steggles, go. Go long. Ash Steggles, go fucking 10 yards, take a left. Here he goes. Oh, shit. No. Okay, there it is. I got the right button. Now you can see it. Ready? You gotta catch it, though, man. If you ain't gonna catch it, guys, you can't fucking...